Alright guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters. And joining me is Chris, Unholy Jesus.
Hey, welcome back everyone.
Welcome back guys to another episode of the Media Hijack, episode number 112.
Oh yeah.
If you guys want to purchase an official Media Hijack t-shirt, head over to themediahijack.com, grab you some t-shirts, some stickers, some whatever you see on the website, just buy it. Also, if you guys want to visit us on Reddit, be a part of the community, you guys can post anything and we'll look at it when we see it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also, if you guys want to catch the replay for this live Twitch video, you guys can head over to our YouTube page to catch the replay for the video, just in case you missed us live, because I'm going to show some videos in this one and some pictures. So it would be nice if you guys watch the video instead of audio. Or you can go back and watch the video if you want to see it.
Yeah.
Can be some cool shit, and I want to get you guys' thoughts on this because it looks crazy.
You got some crazy shit?
Like, I've seen it before. I don't know how real it is, what I'm about to show you, but it looks fucking crazy as fuck. So I'm wondering if you guys saw it, so that's why I'm curious.
I'm curious now. I'm curious that you're curious. Shit.
Yeah, I'm curious that if you guys saw it, if somebody debunked it or some shit.
Yeah.
Because it's a leaked video of something that's so crazy. You guys are gonna find out later.
I like when you have stuff like this because it makes me feel like we're going on a field trip.
Yeah,
you know, like when you go on a field trip, it's like one time you like to go to school, like this
Magic school bus, right?
Yes, this is it.
Yeah, buckle up, guys.
Beep beep.
Miss Frizzle
Yeah.
with her frizzy hair
Arnold,
and her long legs.
long frizzled legs. Spaceship dress.
When I was in Cali, like, we went on field trips just like that, like Magic School Bus. We went everywhere.
For real?
I was like, this is real education. Then we came out here.
It's a little different this time.
I was like, you guys got field trips out here?
Just like, no, read this book. Just read this book that we got on history in.
Like, no, not really.
It's a little different. I mean, I went to like a zoo before because most of my schooling was done here in Georgia. School, astronomy. What do you call it? Fuck, I should know this. the dome inside the building. Would you look at the stars and stuff?
Oh.
I forget the name. I'm drawing a brain fart tonight.
Astrology dome.
Let's go with that. Yes. And then we was like looking at the sky and all that. So I mean, cool shit like that. I mean,
see the stars and shit.
Yeah, Renaissance Festival was dope, but yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, it's not a lot out here.
No, it's not. It really is not.
Georgia Guidestones.
Nah, the kids ain't ready for that.
RIP.
Kids are not ready.
R.I.P. to the Georgia Guidestones.
For real.
All right, so for today's main topic, we're going to be talking about guardians of the looking glass.
Let's get it.
So these people, they're the guardians. They protect the looking glass. So let's get into this. All right, so so the looking glass is a piece of alien technology recovered from the sands of Iraq in the 1990s. So recently. The Looking Glass is a black budget time travel project that allows you to look forward and backwards in time. And according to like these stories, the leads are the one that has control over this looking glass.
Okay.
And they're the one that's gonna change like our future timelines that benefit them, not us. So this looking glass is a device that they found like in Iraq in 1990s. A technology where they really actually, according to what they were saying, you can actually see stuff from the past.
Okay.
And
through
the
the glass. Okay.
Through the glass. I don't even know what it looks like or whatever. But this is like the story from like people that work like in like the military and stuff.
Okay.
Like ex-military officers, like CIA people.
People with some credentials.
Talking about it, yeah.
Okay.
And then people like, remember that guy we talked about, Andrew Basiago, time travel guy? He was a CIA.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
Real CIA. Not everything on paper showed record that he was a CIA.
He was actually employed by them, yeah, okay.
And even his dad was CIA. And then they were involved in like a time travel project also that we spoke about in that episode. And then the technology that was used is all related to the looking glass. Similar technology.
Okay.
Alien technology, not our shit.
Off-world, okay.
Off-world. So like a group of like former intelligent officers and militaries, they're calling them like the guardians of the looking glass. And then they all came together and they started to release all these classified informations, like about the whole Looking Glass, the whole project. And then they started giving out like events that's going to happen, like prediction events. And they were supposed to prevent these from happening. So they went on YouTube and they started throwing out videos with a lot of detailed information about this technology and then what's going to happen. Wow, right?
And we have these clips. I'm excited to see this shit. No,
we don't have these clips.
Oh, shit. I was getting ready. I was like, okay, we gotta get adjusted.
So the filmmaker, Frank Jacob, is one of the filmmakers. He's the one that does all the interviews with the people with their stories about what they know and what insider information they have that they want to tell, like in this all tell like movies and stuff.
Okay.
And it's doing like a 9-series like webinar online where he explains everything like from the beginning, how they found all this stuff, and then where it is now. So it was more in detail about all the information about the Looking Glass, because it does sound crazy, right? It's like a magic ball, right? Just for example, where you can see forward and backwards in time. Just like a Disney movie that I saw.
What movie was that?
I forgot, but it was a long time ago. Not that long, but the whole story with the Disney movie is like a piece of glass device where she can rewind, like blip, 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 rewind, and then like go to that place once she rewinded. But it was like a glass too.
Oh,
so I'm pretty sure the story is like similar to what was on that Disney movie.
Holy shit.
So they knew something. Probably.
Entertainment, for some reason, always be on top of...
Yeah, to make it seem like it's fake.
Yeah,
like if we would talk about it. So if a military guy that's in the CIA, they talk about it like, oh no, you must have been watching that Disney movie.
He's like, oh, yeah, he's got something to fall back on. Like, oh, you been that silly Disney movie from the 90s or whatever the hell is.
But then you're like, why would someone that work in the military like that talk about something that's that so far out there?
Yeah.
Where it almost like ruins their like their image of them like working in a secret agency.
Yeah, because it would easily, well, I mean, especially how it's designed, it would make them look like easily not a credible source.
Yeah.
Just because a Disney movie did something similar to it or whatever.
Yeah, they'd be like, did you? Oh, yeah, it'd be like, man, you work for the CIA and then now you're talking about stuff like that. Like, you're gonna like destroy your own image. Yeah. They're gonna just think you're on drugs.
Like how? And he was retired or?
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, you gonna fuck up your pension? We gotta think about stuff like this too. Like your retirement, baby. Like you.
Well, Stephen Greer, he spoke about that too. Like where he knew like people that knew about the technology, about the energy source. This is a different story, by the way. So Stephen Greer, he was like, hey, like why aren't you like coming out and talking about this stuff where it can actually potentially save like humanity or steps to move forward? He was like, well, you know, like with my current situation with the job and the money, he didn't want to take that risk. So that's where Stephen Greer is like, see, that would be like one of the things that would stop people from coming out fully and talking about like the problem that's happening like in this world because of the whole job and the whole money thing.
Yeah, everybody has a price when it comes down to it. And
yeah, like he get it too, but he's at the point where like, man, like stuff like that, like money, it will make you make like the real decision.
Hey.
Damn it, man. Pay the dude off.
Yeah. Give him his check.
Pay the dude. All right, so this device located in the Middle East, the origin of the device came from a sealed cylinder from Samaria. But the technology itself that they said originally from Samaria, the Sumerian technology, they said it wasn't actually Sumerian technology. They said that the technology is like off-planet type technology. Because, you know, the Sumerians, they're like the oldest known civilization where they wrote history on. They were like kind of like the first.
First written history.
Yeah, the first ever recorded history civilization, the Sumerians and shit. And then, like the Sumerians, they said that they were located in a place like Middle East, right? Like southern Iraq. So they said like this Looking Glass was found in Iraq, like southern Iraq, but then it's like the same place with the Sumerians and the Mesopotamia. I don't know how you say it.
Yeah,
Babylonian
And this was the early 90s, right, where they discovered it?
Early 90s when they discovered it, right?
Oh.
So when they discovered like these ancient sites and stuff, they were saying like there's a lot of ancient shit here to where like it explains a lot of stuff like in tablets that was written back then, like Gilgamesh. You know Gilgamesh, like the story of him
Not really. The only one I know of Gilgamesh is from
Marvel.
Final Fantasy.
Oh,
That's as far as it goes with my bad people. I don't.
yeah,
But I've heard of it. I'm familiar with the name though for sure.
yeah. So like Gilgamesh is like part divine, part human. He's like a demigod. He was known to be like a warrior. He's like big too, big dude. He's like a legendary, like kind of like Hercules.
Okay.
Big guy. He was the one that built like that big tower. I forgot what it was called. But this guy, he was like in search of like immortality. Even though like he was demigod, he's still in search of like immortality. You know,
Yeah,
because he can still die.
Still die. Yeah, he's half human, half
Yeah.
god. So, yeah.
So like during like some of his travels, right, he encountered a wise man that told him, this is way back then, even before Jesus, way back then he encountered a guy. The old guy was saying, hey, there's gonna be a flood that's gonna happen. Take shelter. It's gonna happen. Everything's gonna be flooded. So what he wrote like in the tablets, ancient tablets, that he encountered a dude that told him about the flood before it even happened.
Okay.
So
he predicted it. What you say?
well,
Before
he
it
heard
happened?
the story before it happened.
Okay.
So this, I'm trying to give it like the timeline on
Of
how
when?
old Gilgamesh is.
Okay, gotcha.
Because he's known to be like this legendary guy, like way stronger than like a regular human.
Yeah, because I was sorry, I was looking up right now too. I'm like, oh yeah, this motherfucker is.
Yeah, I got a picture of him too,
He's a beast.
like on these tablets, just to show you like what he looks like.
Look at that beard.
Yeah, look at him. That's a lion. That's a full-grown lion, by the way.
That alone.
You see how big he is?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see the lion. I thought it was like a child.
A grown lion.
What's that in his right hand? It's like
Probably a whip or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a little crank or some shit.
So this is like how they
Look at that motherfucker go.
depicted the legendary Gilgamesh.
The beard is the true
And now this is how they show him in our modern time.
Oh yeah,
Gilgamesh
from
Eternals.
Yeah. Oh,
Big strong guy. But yeah, he's known to be like the big strong guy, and that's like his legend. And so back in 2003, heading back to Iraq, right, when they did the war with Saddam and stuff, they discovered Gilgamesh tomb. Did you guys know about this story? Like it's all written in like articles and everything. BBC wrote an article about it, that they discovered like the tomb of Gilgamesh, but they never showed the tomb.
And this is still the early 90s, right?
No, this is fast forward to 2003 now.
Oh, cut 2000. Okay, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
Where they said, where the war was going crazy, and then Saddam,
Shit was popping off.
yeah, they're taking down the statue and stuff, and then, the U.S. got control of like that land and shit. But at the same time, they discovered his tomb. And I got a video about this tomb, because, like, think about this, like, Gilgamesh, right? He's in search of immortality. So he'll do, like, anything to, gain immortality.
Yeah.
But let me show you this video. They said it's like a leaked video. And then let me know what you guys think. Maybe you guys seen it. But here it is.
Oh, he's still kind of ripped.
Look at that fish, right?
Yeah.
You would see that in like Atlantis type stories. That fish with those writings are like Sumerian writings, like how they do the little checks and shit.
Yeah.
That flip phone. That's an 03 flip phone. Crazy, right?
He well preserved. That shit's real. He looking alright.
Yeah.
Compared to what
Yeah.
a normal human would look.
They said that was like the leaked
dirt.
footage. And then they said after they discovered the tomb, the U.S., they seized it, they controlled the whole shit.
Holy
But here's
shit.
another video that got leaked.
Let's get it.
And this shit look crazy too, but this is supposed to be like Gilgamesh. Check this shit out. This shit look crazy as fuck. He's sleeping. Look, it's like somebody made like a wax. And like the body.
I thought I just got scared. I thought I heard breathing. That scared the shit out of me just now.
Oh, that's me.
Oh. I thought it was Gilgamesh.
So the body is like 9 feet tall.
Yeah.
Tall as shit, big as fuck. And the crazy thing is, like, if you look like inside tombs, you see all this crazy artifacts. Like, it looks like Egyptian shit, dude. Like, not just that, but then they had like Sumerian writings, like tacked on those artifacts.
Yeah.
Which to me, that shit look fucking crazy. With this beard holding on.
Holding on.
Yeah, that's wild.
God damn.
Shell Shock says all that stuff looks way too fresh though. No age on the artifacts and whatnot. Yeah, that's like the crazy thing about it, cause
yeah, that shit was extra clean. Yeah,
like it didn't show like signs of like
cobweb or
decomposing
age.
or something. But the story is like he is half god, half human.
Mm.
So like if you believe that, right? Because the Gilgamesh story, like according to like the scholars and stuff, it's a fairy tale. It's folklore. It's made up. It's not supposed to be true.
Yeah.
So it's not like a real story according to them.
Yeah.
But then when they discover stuff like this, and then you link it back up to like these ancient tablets and how they depicted like the great Gilgamesh, it lines up to
The actual story.
if this shit is real, the coffin picture of this, if this guy is real, like maybe he is asleep. He's in like a stasis mode, right?
Mm.
To where his blood is flowing like super slow. Like either way,
slowing down his heartbeat and everything.
Everything completely slowed down, like
meditation mode.
Ultimate meditation.
Like the monk dude.
Like the monk guy, which is real. And the dude
he's still there.
He
like,
never really fully decomposed and shit. His skin is like still skin, you know. And I think like he had another form of like a deep meditation to where like his skin would look just like how we saw in the video.
Kind of like waxy looking, I guess. Or,
yeah, like if it's real or fake, like let's say it's real, wouldn't that be fucking extraordinary? Like as far as like the science community, how baffled they would be.
It's like holy shit! Like this is. We need how many more? I mean, well, first of all, I'll be wondering how many other demigods are out there. I'm like, is he the only one? Like, I mean,
no, there's way more.
I was like how many of us amongst humanity are like lineage to a demigod? I mean, that's why I'll be so asking questions. Because if usually gods are like with the mythology come down and smash humans a lot. So it's like the bloodline would be
like who would carry that bloodline?
Yeah.
Carry like the bloodline of Thor or whatever.
Did Gilgamesh have kids? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure one of us, well not one, but I'm pretty sure like a family still hold like the lineage to that bloodline and stuff. Shock says, I want to believe, don't get me wrong, but always have to keep skeptical in the age of the internet. Yeah, of course. That's why like I'm saying like look at the video, look at when that video was recorded, how it was recorded, or where did this leak come from? And then also I always question like why are they doing this? Why are they going to that extent?
What do you gain out of this?
Yeah, because it does look fucking crazy. Like and they're saying this was found like under one of the, I don't know if it's temples or some shit or whatever, like the grave sites of Gilgamesh. Because they're saying like how Gilgamesh described like the Babylonian buildings and towers and how they did the farm and whatever.
Yeah.
They said they found the exact thing that he was describing in the tablets. This is when they're doing the excavation in Iraq.
Oh, okay.
They're like, all the stories in the tablets were adding up. That's why the scholars and the people that were doing the excavation, once they found out like his shit all matched up, but then supposedly they found a tomb, like they wrote about it, but they never showed pictures. They closed out like the site to the public. Like that shit went dark mode, to where we weren't getting any more information after 2003. They shut the whole shit down.
Any information on the project?
Yeah, and then we don't know what they did with any of it now. This was like in Iraq, so Iraq is known to be like the place with where a lot of sacred shit happened a long time ago, like big deal type stuff.
All right, so the thing I was going to ask earlier too. So were there any other countries? Well, cause you said the 2000s, right? When they was it early 90s they discovered it, or they started doing excavation?
Yeah, the Looking Glass.
Yeah, because I remember hearing some holy shit is coming down out
it's
there.
It's raining hard.
I was listening to a podcast earlier and they was talking about like how just like a little story I heard. Then it was basically,
oh shit, Bob's here.
Hey, Bob.
I thought she'd be gambling right now.
Yeah, for real. I thought you were on a slot machine.
Hey, you can be on a slot machine and watch us.
You can do both.
You missed a lot of shit already, Bob. I kind of want let me show her that video real quick.
Oh yeah.
Look, this is like what we're talking about. The Gilgamesh, like they found his body under Iraq, under the temples. But check this out, Bob. This is supposedly supposed to be Gilgamesh's body that they found after they invaded Iraq, took down Saddam.
I won't even.
And then they found one of these like under the building. Look at this cute little nose. And man, she just wakes up.
That's what I was just about to say too. I wouldn't even want to be in the room.
I would snip a piece of his hair, you know.
I wouldn't even want him to wake up not because I would be scared that he woke up. I was scared to tell him that what's going on right now in present day.
Yeah, we'll probably get striked.
He wake up like, what year is this? I'm like, man, look, Gilgamesh, have a seat. Yeah, we gotta talk.
Bob says, who found him? Supposedly the U.S. military that went in, and then they took over everything. They took over, I guess, Iraq. And then they were the one that excavated the whole area, and then they found his bodies and stuff.
There was a story I heard earlier, right, from on a podcast. I never knew about this, but it has something to do with politics a little bit. But back in the late 80s, right, when George Bush Sr. was the president, I never knew he did this. But after, defeat of the Soviet Union and all this shit happened.
Yeah, I'll show this video while you talk about that. So Bob but you can explain the story. This is another video, by the way, Bob.
He had offered a way to, he had realized as president, like, hey, we're doing too much money on military spending. Maybe we need to cut back. And maybe we should reallocate this money towards the people and give them, just give money back to the people of America. But then for some reason, he decided to back off of that decision and decided to start going to war with the Middle East.
That's so weird.
But nobody knows why. But it was like a quick, hey, we defeat the Soviet Union. Russia's been defeated because of the Berlin Wall. Peace on Earth. And then, Middle East.
That's the big question mark.
And it was like, why would he turn in that direction so quick? Like,
yeah. It's like they needed...
Was it more than just oil?
Yeah, it's like they needed the reason to go there. And then how they steered into that direction was what made it weird, where even people who were in the military stationed here, they all questioned it. They're hey, like, what are we doing here?
Why are we here, man? It's more than just oil fields. At least that's what I thought when I was over there. I'm like, man, what's going on?
So there's like a lot of...
You keep telling us liberate this country.
A lot of questions, and we get more questions than answers for sure, because other stories would stem out from this one particular story with Gilgamesh. Like, you would get stories like, oh, the reason why they went to Iraq because there's like a Stargate over there. And they went over there to confiscate the Stargate.
I remember that one.
Yeah. And then you'll see like this crazy picture of like a Stargate. Which, I mean, I don't know. You could say anything is fake or anything's real. It's just too hard now.
Yeah.
That's why the thunder came down.
Dun, dun, dun.
Gilgamesh is like, get my name out your mouth. I'm back.
Stop.
I'm back. Imagine, after they confiscated his body, they took him to like a lab out in Area 51 and shit. They put him on like one of those examining,
like a table.
Yeah, like a table where they're examining him, and then he wakes up and shit.
Right when they're about to do like an incision, they're about to cut him. His eyes just open up.
And then all like the people like in the background wearing lab coats.
Yeah, they watch through like a glass window.
They're all scared, trying to hit the warning button or whatever.
And he just fucks them up.
Wakes up, just changes the whole atmosphere. This is my house.
What year is that, Scott?
Starts raining and shit.
Like now?
He's too powerful.
What are you saying?
Bob says the other one looks spray painted.
Oh, the last one?
I think the other one, the gray one, that might be the real one.
I like the first one better because when the camera went down and looked at his legs, he was ashy.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's legit. I was kind of like, okay, I'll lean more towards this one.
That's why the second one, which was released like later, it looks.
That's the one with like whatever's on his eyes, right?
It looks to like, according like to today's science, it would be impossible for somebody to be sleeping for 1,000 years and still look like that.
Oh, it wouldn't make any sense right now. It wouldn't make sense.
So the first one, where his ashy legs and stuff, that one, it looks like it checks out as far as like something being like that old, but preserved very well.
Pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, because there's already documents about a monk that preserved himself over 100 years, where he still looked like
chilling.
You could still identify him without having to check his dental records.
Because most humans will be fused with the earth or something like that, but
Trees growing out their fucking pelvis and shit.
You are part of the earth now, but
old redwood ass.
right?
Shit. How much does it cost to get like a redwood tree? Small redwood tree.
Like a little baby one.
Little baby one.
I don't know.
I want one now.
Or
what they call them? Sequoias, right? Sequoias are big trees too.
Is that the one in Cali? That big ass one?
Yeah.
You can't even hug it. That shit is like,
you can't.
you probably take like a village to hug it. That
You
tree's
can kiss
big.
the feathers. I mean the leaves.
Yeah, but you can't hug it. Yeah, I think it's like
I mean you can
protected.
still hug it, but you can't fully hug it.
It's, no, not at all. That shit is,
Not the whole arm.
I think it's like the biggest tree in the damn world.
That's why like you gotta hug it with other tree huggers.
Yes, wrap yourselves around it, like
Connect yourself.
give your energy.
Tree huggers
off.
could be violent though.
Really?
Yeah. Because they're so really protective. Of
Oh yeah,
trees.
they'll like change themselves up to a tree and shit. I know that.
Yeah.
And be like, well, I'm gonna starve.
They're like, leave that tree alone or you'll get shot in the face. Like, god damn.
Dude, I want to keep the motherfucker up. I don't even.
Fuck, I just want a picture. God damn. Dylan.
Jesus, chill.
Dylan the tree hugger.
What's that? Is
Kill for trees.
what about, I'm trying to read. What's this other one looks perfect? Oh yeah, I don't know. Bob says in chat says with Barbie's hair. What the hell? Yo, them locks do look good though. I ain't gonna lie, they kind of flow.
It's real. It's real.
What?
I mean, it just looked so crazy. Why would you fake that shit? Like, let's say if it's not even Gilgamesh. Let's just say it's just an old big ass guy, 9 feet tall,
Yeah.
that matches up to the Gilgamesh story.
Just a tall dude with nice hair.
And then what's crazy is that they had these tablets in there, right? With Sumerian writing.
Mm.
Sumerian writing, the oldest writing civilization that's been documented.
Old.
So this dude, he did not come, not even in Jesus' time. He was way before Jesus.
Oh man, yeah, because Jesus' time is like the flip over era of like the new
wave of religion.
the new calendar year we live
Yeah.
in.
That's crazy. When Jesus came in, they had to separate the calendars.
Yeah, because everything before that was
He came in and was like, hey, everything that happened before me is before Christ.
yeah, and then, but this kind of weird too. Like, we're like it's hard to press like because there was an entire existence of humanity before Jesus was ever here. Some people don't want to believe that. They believe that boom, no dinosaurs, no nothing before.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
This is
Because look, if you think about it, like
this one man.
if you're like religious like that, right? Okay, so all the people that didn't know about Jesus Christ before that, they go to hell. They didn't even know about a religion.
Yeah,
like
for
that.
real. Yeah, what's up,
See,
man?
that's
not fair. If that's
where-
the case, that's not fair.
Yeah, that's how you know the shit's broken. Like the whole story is broken.
Yeah.
I think anybody can make a religion. Like the main thing about religion is just giving you like a message.
That's all it's like.
It's just one main easy message.
Yeah,
Like,
even for me, for someone who's not even really big on religion at all in any way, I do feel like there are some humbling messages within it, though. That could be
Yeah,
like, okay,
there
you know,
is.
just
yeah,
take it with take it and then put in your little brain and
it's so simple.
try to carry yourself accordingly. But it's on some whole
It's-
other level
it's a
of
really
shit right now.
simple lesson, like message, you know, to where I don't even think they even need to make a religion, but I think they needed to do that just to try to help some people out, so they have something to look forward to with stuff. I think that's why like you can make up any religion, but still that message is the same. But the problem with making up these new religions is people get their gritty little hands in there.
Every time.
And they want to create their own narrative of how they exactly want this shit to be done, that's where it gets messy. And then this is where new religions are being formed.
Yeah, this new off like shit from
Yeah.
So I'm not, as a non-religious man, I can even see it where it's diverting off of what the hell the message is. Because
Yeah.
anytime you see these pastors running around in these private jets, that is a red flag. That is a
Yeah,
especially when they say like Jesus gave me this jet so I can travel around and I can spread His word. Like what? You better ride a Greyhound. Jesus wore slippers. I don't think He even wore that.
yeah. I mean, they made religion like that to where people can actually take advantage of like the message like that.
Sure, easily,
you know?
man.
So it's messy, man. Like, oh, you're supposed to give 10% of your income to like donations for the church. Like, get off my balls.
Mm-hmm.
It's some shit, and then people, they stick to that shit, and then they think like, all right, I'm gonna do this donation. It makes me feel better about myself.
Like, I'm going to heaven.
All those
$5.
sins that you just did, like you just ran a train and then did a mass suicide the next day, but you donated $100 and Jesus
cleared.
Like, we good? Like, we good? Jesus like, we good.
You think money? I always think about this. Why do people think that money matters outside of this reality? This is, as far as we know, money is a man-made construct. We go to another planet, the currency probably won't even be there. This currency won't be this shit.
It won't be a currency.
And so imagine leaving this reality. Why do people think a dollar bill will buy their way into heaven when,
right?
If it's real, it's a whole different reality. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole.
You want to know the real currency? You guys have to pay attention to this. The real currency in this life, and don't laugh at me. It's just love, dude.
It's real shit.
How much love you put out, how much love you spread, everything, how
I
people
agree.
are affected by the stuff that you do. This is the stuff you actually carry on to the next life. And they're like, damn, look at you.
Carrying them positive vibes.
269 hearts, whatever.
Like,
spreading all that love and shit.
Yeah,
but you're doing it with like real intentions. You're not doing it because like,
I'm trying to buy my way in heaven or any kind of the whatever.
Or like you just want to make them happy, whatever. But if you do it with the right intentions, you gain that credit. Like, this is your own soul credit.
Yeah.
This is you judging yourself now.
Because when you get to that gate, you're like, okay, let's check your credit.
Well, like, think of it like this. Like, let's say if you're a god, we're all gods, right? Let's say if you're a god, who would judge you like the best? Would be yourself.
That's true.
So like when you die, God is not judging you. You're judging yourself. Like, let's see what the fuck you did.
I'm pretty sure on some level, most people know the difference between.
Because you know yourself.
Yeah, more
better than somebody.
We know the difference between right and wrong. I mean, there's some people that is maybe like, okay, off the spectrum or whatever, that can't tell the difference. But for the most part, we know the difference between right and wrong, and when we selling out or when we hurting other people, we know.
Well, we can't like disclude the people that's off the spectrum.
Yeah, no. I'm saying that's a whole different thing to me.
Yeah, it's like their understanding is different from how we view our reality. Think of it. It's so hard to explain. Like let's say like somebody's a super genius, right? Let's say Einstein genius, but then they cannot cope with like society because their brain is running on like a different type of software, to where the only way they can run on that software is they have to give something up, you know? So then one of the things that they would give up, like in this lifetime, to do whatever they need to do is like being like not normal, with quotations, because what is normal, right?
Yeah, for real. That's
because if this guy is like a super genius, but he just cannot communicate with regular people, then who is the regular people?
Yeah, so normal is a standard that society makes. That's not
yeah, exactly.
It's definitive definition of what
the society decides
agrees
what's
on.
normal.
Yeah, what everybody else agrees on. Yeah.
So we look at that, different, because we're not used to seeing anything like that. So who knows like how they would understand stuff, but they cannot really explain it. But let's say they understand it on a way more complex level, to where they didn't need computers or anything to understand it.
Yeah.
Or they didn't need drugs to understand it, because their brain is already functioning of understanding. So this shit it can get super deep. Like everybody.
Oh yeah.
Hug a tree.
Hug a tree.
I gotta take a leak, but when we get back, we'll talk more about this looking glass.
Hell yeah.
And we're back. All right, so this looking glass device. So what does it look like? They say there's several different versions of this looking glass device. Okay. It's not just one version, because let's say like you found like a version of a microwave, but then different companies, they took that same technology and made different version of a microwave. But it's still a microwave. It still does the same job.
Yeah, it functions the same way.
So they got a hold of this technology, and other people did get a hold of technology, and then it was spread out throughout the world, where you can actually find the technology looking glass all over the world, even in Abu Dhabi.
Oh shit!
They even got it over there. I think CERN got one too. Switzerland got one too.
Was that the one? You said CERN and who else?
Abu Dhabi.
I think you said something else. I thought you said something else after CERN too. Sorry.
Switzerland.
Oh, Switzerland. Okay, that's okay. That's
yeah,
yeah. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Because the whole shit even ties back all the way to CERN. Like what the deal with CERN is with this whole Looking Glass project and stuff. They said like because some of the Looking Glass devices, it can take over like a whole room. It could be like the size of a room. Like one example is like remember that movie with Jodie Foster, Impact, where she was in a room where she was like in a spear and the spear is spinning, and then they sent her like through the earth, and then she ended up like in space, like in.
Is it Contact? I'm trying to think. Was that the name? I don't know.
Yeah, Contact.
Yeah, Contact. I'm looking at it right now. Yep. I had to look. Oh.
Yeah, Contact, not Impact.
That threw me off. I was like, Impact. I was like, oh, is that the?
Because Impact is another real movie.
Yeah, I think that's I think was that Morgan Freeman or some shit?
Yeah, it's called Contact, where Jodie Foster was in that little device. They say like a Looking Glass is like similar to that same device, where it's just spinning like. Here's Jesus' crucifixion.
Oh, then you're there.
You're there, or like you could be like in another planet, like Mars, Uranus.
Oh shit, we talked about this before.
Saturn
on a podcast. Remember with the what was it? The headset that people put on.
The chronovisor.
Yeah, they're like, oh shit, we're there.
Yeah.
At Jesus crucifixion, like we're in the crowd, like
same technology.
Oh my god! See,
it all goes back to that same technology where the story is with the chronovisor. What they discovered, like in the Vatican, was that this guy he discovered like a frequency, right, like in the airwaves using whatever device that he made, that can hear something from his past. So what he heard was like when they turned on the device, like a radio, right? He heard himself as a child being scolded by his dad. And the reason why he knows it's true is because the person that scolded him used the same nickname that he called him when he was a child. Like, let's say his nickname was like Peanut Butter.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out that garden, peanut butter ass. You know? Like, and then he was like, oh shit, this is real. But he's hearing something that happened in the past when he was a kid.
And he heard that person would have used that. Okay.
Yeah, to where he was like, oh shit, this is my past. So when the Vatican, it's like they have physicists and everything, like really smart scientists that work like in the Vatican.
Yeah, real shit, dude. I've seen that shit in all types of mediums of comic books and stuff. They got like a whole.
They got it all.
They got a whole department for just weird shit and collect items and everything. I've read it.
Yeah.
Before anybody's ever watched, read the comic book series The Preacher or watched Show Preacher, the Vatican is so deep that they even have a child right in their possession that's a descendant of Jesus, but he's slow because all the descendants of Jesus,
like the R word, slow.
Like as far as like mentally challenged.
Oh, okay.
Because the only reason why he's this way is because ever since Jesus was born, they've been keeping they've had the possession of Jesus like lineage the entire time, but he's been making them all mate with each other.
Oh,
and so that's why the kid is kind of like on a spectrum off of. But they'd have stuff like that. I've always wondered if they kept like,
dude, that's
you
so
know
crazy.
What I'm saying? It's like
here's one reason what I heard why they kept like they said Jesus, you know, his wife was a virgin. They never made no other kids or some shit like that. The reason why they gave the stories like that, right, is so because the real story, what I heard, is that he did have kids, like I think 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So the real story was like the reason why they said like he never had like the kids like that is so they can't carry on the bloodline, and then you can't the family bloodline, they can't keep using Jesus as like
it's like the catalyst for
like
the purity of it, I guess, or whatever.
Well, power.
Okay.
They don't want them to have that power, so they want to create like a deity where, you know, like they worship, but nobody is supposed to have his bloodline. Because if they have this bloodline, oh, guess what? I got that Jesus clout.
I got the new Messiah. That's gonna,
like, hey, you can't talk to me like that because I have Jesus blood. So they had to create him like a pure entity. Because if you're like divine from God, whatever, you're supposed to have like pure blood, pure, like you don't do nothing that's impure. That's why they said he never had kids like that. But the story is he did have kids.
Yes, with a prostitute, Mary Magdalene. I think she might have been a prostitute. I don't know how the story goes. I can't remember, but suppose he had kids after.
Yeah, he had kids, but the official story is that he never had kids. So nobody has Jesus' bloodline.
Okay, Vatican.
Who's out here walking with Jesus' bloodline?
I reads.
Blue eyes, white diamond. Did Jesus have blue eyes?
I don't know. He probably looked like Gilgamesh a little bit.
He probably looked like an alien.
He full gray. We're going full gray.
He went full rock mode with the blue eyes. Came from another place for sure.
Turn water to wine.
Yeah, he was doing all that crazy science stuff, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Walking on water and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, man, I do this.
All that shit. He was out here. But I can see the Vatican having like a stash or a department dealing with the supernatural occult and all this other stuff of we got to have everything so we can control it type shit.
So, like, with these stargates and with the Project Looking Glass, the guy was saying, like, there's a bunch of natural stargates all around the world. And then there were some that were artificially created by, like, an alien being. Where they made fake stargates.
Oh.
Artificial, but they still work.
Okay, but it wasn't the
it wasn't
actual,
natural.
Okay.
Like the natural one you will find in, I don't know, Tibet or something. I think Tibet has a natural stargate.
So I'm guessing the awful ones probably use like earth metals and shit or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like the ones they use like in Area 51 or the one that supposedly was in Iraq. It was probably an artificial stargate, but it was created by an alien being like from a long time ago. But they still use the same style stargate because they put that same stargate in like other planets.
What if that's where them giants came out of?
Maybe.
Out of Iraq. Remember we fucked up the Iraq soldiers?
Yeah, like they have a stargate out in Iraq and coming out of these caves.
Red hair giant.
They said like CERN, they created like their own stargate too. That's fucking 16 miles in diameter. So who knows what the fuck they're bringing?
Man, all this stuff with Stargate makes it seem like space is becoming obsolete now. I'm like, what the fuck? Space is dangerous. But
yeah,
is there an easy way to get up out of here? Like,
no, like even like the aliens, they don't travel through space manually.
Yeah,
they travel through
like warp
time,
hole,
wormholes or whatever.
Yeah.
Because if you see these images or the videos of like supposedly real UFOs, right? You will see them like in like a frame, right? And then they will warp out like.
Oh, they're gone, man.
Yeah, they're gone.
They can move in any direction. It's like
where did they go?
I remember I watched this video before talking about dragonflies and how dragonflies move. They're like the perfect like insect that can move in backwards, forwards. Most insects can only fly forward, but they can go backwards, first. They can go in any kind of angle. And they talk about like how UFOs are in that same type of realm of
and
90 degrees ain't shit for them. Like that is for us, we would die, but
any human would die under that pressure of how fast they're moving.
They're just hauling ass and disappearing. Like
it's almost like you have to be either like in like a little embryo, right, to hold your body to make sure you don't die from the pressure.
That's a good
while you're moving.
Like kind of just protected by.
Yeah, protected.
That's a very good analogy. Yeah. Like, I like that.
Or you could just be a humanoid alien that's designed for space travel, where you don't need
to deal with the pressure and.
You don't need a cock. You don't need an asshole. You don't even need to eat.
You just need a body and to use your mind and
your big ass head.
And your giant ass head for your giant brain.
All you need is that big ass head and those big ass eyes to see stuff.
And that's it.
To see it through people's souls.
That's all you need. That's all you need, man. Read minds.
I can see your soul.
Damn.
Wild, huh?
Huh. Interesting. That's good.
Yep. Okay, so this is actually a lot of the technology, not just the looking glass. A lot of advanced technology is actually hidden, like in the Middle East, in the desert. Then that sparked up like a theory in my brain when I heard that. If you think about it, right, Middle East, super hot. The whole shit is like a desert. Where's the best place you can hide technology? In a
ocean?
In a desert.
Oh, as far as I'm thinking, like the bottom of the damn ocean, just drop that shit in there.
Yeah,
but it's a like, desert. Yeah. Desert's probably the second. Yeah. My second choice, I would definitely pick because that shit is unbearable.
Yeah, like the desert, or either like if it wasn't a desert, make it a desert.
Well, I actually know what. Let me backtrack on the ocean thing. The desert makes more sense because the ocean is too problematic you need to get to it eventually if you're trying to find it. So the desert is perfect. It's hard to get to, but not impossible.
The
ocean be impossible. It's
ocean is almost like outer space.
Yeah,
it's really dangerous.
The pressure is horrifying. So the desert does make. Yeah, that makes a lot. Like logically, it makes more sense.
The ocean would be a scary place to hide a treasure. Because the alien's like, hey, we don't even know how to deal with this pressure.
Well, we don't even know. Space is easy. Oh, darn.
You better make that wormhole. Go past, bypass the pressure of the ocean. Because I think that's how they travel, through the ocean. They bypassed the whole pressure by creating, you create, a wormhole. This is what, what's his name? Moses did. Like in the Bible.
Oh, how he parted the seas.
How he parted the seas. Like, he didn't really part the seas. Mm-hmm. The story is what I heard. The story is he created a wormhole, like a little tunnel, bloop, and then people travel through a wormhole. And he didn't actually part the seas.
I know nothing about this at all. For anyone who's listening, but I agree with you 1,010% because you gotta imagine back then, if you was there to see Moses do this feat. The only way you could probably explain it is that he walked through the water. Because don't nobody know about teleportation back then. Don't nobody know about no wormholes, no science shit. Everybody's like, yo, I don't know how to explain it. The motherfucker just walked through the water.
The water was parted.
And he went with him.
Because they didn't know how to write it.
How you describe it? It's like, what'd you...
But the real story that I read from a book, which I think might be real, is that he actually created like a wormhole. And he explained it so easy. He's like, no, I didn't part the ocean. I actually created like a wormhole because
I walked the reality.
The story is Moses. He wasn't like an advanced soul. He wasn't a normal human being. He came here to do his job or whatever. What he did, took the people out from Egypt. Well, I don't know. I don't really know the story.
Yeah,
but they followed him all the way past the river, and he created like a wormhole. They all walked through that shit.
And imagine, because I remember from the Prince of Egypt movie when that Pharaoh dude saw him, like Moses escaping and shit. He was like, but all the eyewitnesses probably saw it happening that wasn't on Moses' crew, the ones that was chasing his ass out of Egypt. They're probably like, man, well, look, we don't know. He just parted the sea. He was there, and then he was on the other side. And they was all there. They was there, and they weren't. It was on the other side.
Yeah, imagining
they parted the sea.
Seeing that in real life.
Who the fuck?
And you're supposed to chase this guy, and this guy he just made a wormhole in your face. And you know nothing about technology. You don't even know what the fuck tech is.
Man, yeah, for real.
Right, the most advanced tech that they probably had back then was a boat or some shit. You guys want to see wood float? They never see nothing like a fucking wormhole.
You don't want to know a boat?
How would they describe that? They're like, what? He just
part of the sea. that sounds like very like surface level describing of he parted the sea. But no, it's more science than that. It's just
it's like actually I created a wormhole.
You dummies, you dummies in your boats.
Which is like the technology that advanced aliens are using today.
I got the one up. I got it through the staff.
Yeah. So like the whole looking glass, it ties back to like the technology with time travel with Andrew Pasago, the guy that was in the CIA, where like one story was like one day, a lot of this technology was discovered like in 1940s as far as like time traveling type of technology where they were testing out in the military like after World War II. Mm-hmm. So like they did this experiment like out in like New Jersey. Like Andrew, he was like maybe like in high school or something. Like he was still in school. They did a time travel project to where they teleported a whole bunch of kids to like New Mexico. And in New Mexico, they spent the whole summer there. They did projects and stuff. And then when the summer was over, they teleported back to New Jersey. But when they went back to New Jersey, they went back to the same time where they left. So the summer is like in the beginning of the summer again.
Oh, so they kind of closed off the...
So they're only gone for a few hours in New Jersey, back in New Jersey once they came back. So they got 2 summers.
Okay, so they did experience the entire summer, went back to the moment, and...
Then went back to New Jersey and was back in the beginning of summer. So they spent one summer in New Mexico. they did. It's like, think of it like a hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah.
Like Goku was in there for like a day, but he spent a whole year.
Yeah, it's a year. It's like time passes differently within this new.
So like they actually traveled to like New Mexico in the summer, and then when they went back to New Jersey, the same time where they left off. So they were only missing for a few hours. So the parents and everybody, they wouldn't know anything happened.
Yeah, so basically they're moving at a time. I'm not trying to sound like scientific, but it sounds like they're moving at a time relative to their speed that they're moving at, to where, hey, time is moving like this for us, but they enter some kind of like a different way where they can move forward through time. If that makes sense. I don't know. I read like weird shit, but
here's like the easy way to think of like what they did. Like when they jump like through the time travel machine, right? Mm-hmm. Just imagine them being put on a different track on the record player.
Okay.
So they're on one track, right? So when they went back to New Jersey, it's back on the same track where they left, and then it continued playing. Like
okay,
it keeps
so
spinning.
Okay.
Yeah. So like when they jumped out of their timeline, they jumped out of the timeline, but then they actually jumped to like New Mexico on that same timeline.
On the same timeline. Okay.
Yeah. So when they jump back, they're still on the same timeline, but 3 months back.
Okay.
So they in the beginning of summer, like when they left.
So we return right back to when we was about to leave again. So then we went again on our trip, and
now they're the beginning of summer again. So they spent the whole summer in New Mexico and then the whole summer in New Jersey.
Damn, so there's two places at once within this two different timelines, I guess now.
Yeah. I guess maybe it branched off into another timeline when they play around like that.
Oh yeah.
Because like
Loki taught me that.
They existed in two different places at the same time. Mm-hmm. So let's say like they went back to New Jersey, right? Still same timeline, but the timeline's still going. Aren't they still in New Mexico? Like they could fly to New Mexico and they could see their own self.
That'd be like a time paradox, though. So it'd be like, how y'all at two places at once?
So they would probably have that. The theory is like if you get too close to like you
can't touch each other. Yeah, you can't touch each other. Yeah,
this is the big problem.
I learned that from Time Cop. You can't touch your duplicate, or you will
get
obliterated.
Like, Umbrella Academy is like that.
Oh yeah, we can't meet each other's self because
even like in this Korean show I was watching, it's same like that where he gets too close to his body, they both start fucking up.
Yeah, I tell you, the first time I ever saw that was in the movie Time Cop with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and he goes back. He's a cop, but the whole point is like he goes back in time to save his wife from getting murdered, but he can't come across his old self who was there at the moment when his wife was murdered. So because if they touch, they're gonna meld together and become like this blah, blah, and just. I think it like almost like they never existed type shit. You don't want
to. Yeah, that reality gets all mushed up.
Yeah, you don't want to touch yourself. I guess that's the theme of the movie.
Because if you think about it, like a computer, right? Like if you get an anomaly like that, the computer, they don't know how to like process that type of data where two data mixes up like that, where it's like a clone type data.
Oh yeah.
So if you think about it like that, maybe. This is the same effect, like what if we were able to do that, like physically, there would be like a collision with the data to where, let's say this whole shit is a computer,
cannot compute.
They're not able to process because it's, I would say like illegal or whatever, but it defies like the law of like how the program is written.
Yeah, I would say like defies the laws of what this reality exists on because you can't be breaking the rules of.
Yeah, because we are like in a box.
Yeah, we live in a reality.
We agreed. We're in a box
with rules.
Yeah.
Like I would say, like the Matrix. Like when Morpheus first meets Neo, and he's like, "Look, we live in a world with reality, with rules, with based on like a level of physics. Like this is the laws of reality. You, Neo, you can bend these laws of reality. Like we have to abide by these rules. You can bend them to where you could fly. That shit is not supposed to happen, but you can bend reality because." You're the one, but there's still rules to this reality, though. Like,
yeah, all the rules of this reality, the laws, still everything applies. Still exists. Yeah. You still run into a wall. It does hurt, but I guess the chosen one.
Dude, what wall? He's like, what wall, bump?
Reality. Yeah. What? You guys believe in this shit? Then he walks through a wall. It's like that. Like if you
parts the Red Sea or. Parts the Red Sea.
Like you guys want to see a tunnel?
Badoo.
Through Atlantic Ocean. It's wild.
Oh yeah.
If we only like really 100% agree, like all this shit is fake, everybody would be running through walls, right? Who's down?
If this shit is fake, I do feel like way too many people are locked in to realize that it's fake because this is all we know.
I think it's fake, but I subscribe to it being real.
It's like I get
That's
that.
why stuff still works.
Yeah, like, I get why we still here.
Yeah, but I
play the rules of this reality for.
But I feel like we were put like in some type of space where it does feel like a school, man. It does feel like we're learning some type of lesson.
And then once we move past this reality to the next one, and then maybe apply those lessons that we learned.
Yeah, like some soul advancement shit. Get your soul badge.
It's like now you're in 4D class. Like,
because what's crazy, like with my mushroom trips and stuff, like a lot of it made me realize that a lot of stuff here, it's just like a tiny little speck of your overall
reality,
real life.
You talking about as far as like problems and
as far as like everything. Like imagine our life that we live here is just like a snap of a finger. Yeah. Like imagine like, for example, that cartoon with the Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Where they went to the arcade and they played like this life simulation game.
Oh my god, this game that was funny and horrifying at the same time.
Yeah.
That was insane.
So they will put on like the device, like a VR set, but they experience like a whole real life.
I can't remember the name of the game, but it's like.
And then everybody like watched them in the arcade, but they're going through like real life events, like, you know, like
to the point when the game ended, and they took the headset off of Morty. Morty was like, ah, like he was like,
yeah,
he was too sucked in.
He wakes up from it, it's like, what the?
I died like because
that's just scary.
He lived a whole life and then got old, and he fall off a ladder and died or some shit, or some accidental thing that happens to like a lot of old people. He fell and hit his head and died, and then that was it. And then when he woke up from the simulation, he was like, "Oh shit, I'm still a kid, but I lived out my life and got married to my high school sweetheart."
Yeah.
It was all like messed up.
It was crazy, but then he
horrible.
was just the whole time he was in the arcade, just playing a game,
dude, just in it. He forgot he was playing the game.
That shit is trippy as fuck,
man.
Imagine like this is us, because I heard like one of the stories like one of our friends told, like when he was on drugs. I don't know what drug he took, but he said when he took the drug, maybe you know the story, like he saw like in front of him, right, he saw like a hologram, like a projection screen of what he was supposed to see. So it's like everything that he saw was like projected. It wasn't really reality. And I was like, what the fuck kind of drugs you have to use to see that?
To see, you're looking like basically like an outside looking in.
Yeah, like you're the outside, and you realize there is a projection screen. Like everything like we're seeing here, it's a projected screen of what we're supposed to see.
So
like
you're like in a
what is
theater.
a program for us to see.
I remember they showed that in one of the Matrix movies. I think it was the last one. It was like you walk to some kind of like movie theater, and there's like this thing on the screen, but it showed like the Matrix 1 and 2 and scenes. He's like, this is like, we got everything on, like everything is on display. He's like, this is, you on the outside looking in now. It was trippy as shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. I gotta take a leak so bad.
All right,
you're back, guys, and we're back.
Sorry.
What'd you say about the Nazis?
Okay, so I remember watching years ago, right, on History Channel, and it was talking about like how the Nazis throughout World War II, and this is back when History Channel was talking about history. So this is like the mid 2010s, I want to say.
Yeah.
It was about how the Nazis was going around the world trying to collect all these objects and all this other stuff. But the main thing they was really believing in was like Norse mythology with like Thor and Zeus and all that other shit.
That's crazy, right?
They thought they were descendants of these Norse gods, and it was trying to elevate themselves to gods again, as far as like the Nazis were. That's why they was like, look, we trying to find all these artifacts, we trying to find all this stuff because we're trying to be the Aryan blue hair, blonde hair and blue eyes, like Thor type character. Like they was trying to get on that Norse god shit. I don't know what they had to juice up these people back then as Norse gods, but
North side gods.
Yeah, and it was basically just chasing that like that pipe dream of we trying to be gods. And
that shit is crazy because like remember that map that I showed you guys? About the whole bubble universe. So like on the north side of like our reality of our planet and stuff is Asgard, which will be like the birthplace of like Thor and all those other guys and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's located north of our location. Weird, right?
Hey,
shit all adds up. The Nazis knew that Thor exists.
They was like, yo, while y'all trying to build cars, we trying to find God. We trying to be gods. Like because that's basically what they was chasing, was trying to be gods for the most part. It was,
power of the gods. They're trying to imitate the gods.
Pretty much.
Supposedly gods, but maybe they're just advanced beings, but they still run under something that's more powerful than them.
Oh, still.
Yeah, that's why when Thor came here, it's like, wait, you guys are weak like this. That's when we look at him, it's like, this guy's a god.
He's like, I'm just a dude. Like, what?
I was like, I'm just a normal ass dude.
He's like, you guys are like ants. Because what if it's like that? Like how we perceive how ants are. Like, man, you're just a tiny little ant. Like how we see ants. Mm-hmm. That's how they see us. Like, what? Like,
but they speak like a language.
Yeah,
it's like us, like looking over monkeys.
Oh yeah, we kind of look down on them.
Yeah, because we can't understand their language.
But wait till you start to learn how to use fucking guns. It's a wrap.
Yeah,
it's
and
over,
they have,
people.
Like monkeys, they have their own folklore and stuff.
Yeah, like legends and shit. Like, hey man, like humanity has been oppressing us for all this time. While we used to have this legend that used to live in this zoo because they got stories from like
Tarzan.
Yeah, it's like a guy like we know a guy. But they might have their own, like, obviously they got their own communication and shit, obviously. But
yeah, it's like they have like their own legend of like somebody who was a human who like was so good to them, showed them the way and everything. But then all that shit like went down the drain. And then people started using monkeys for science experiments. Destroyed the whole structure of like the trust between like animals and humans. Because like there's like this one story, right? Where there's like these big ass aggressive monkey, like think of it like as like a gang, right? A gang of monkeys. And they don't let nobody pass like their little zone. Ever. But this one guy came up to them like to study the monkeys, the gorillas or whatever. And the only reason why they let him go through their little doorway so he can study, what's the only reason why they let him through?
Spoke the language?
No, because he didn't have a gun on him.
That's all it takes. That's easy. I thought it was going to be something a little more complex than that. Like,
yeah, so they're like, dude.
You ain't got no burner? You good? Come on.
You got a strap? No. Okay, you can come in. Like you want to
keep an eye on him, though. Don't don't take your eyes off of him, just in case.
Because this is how like
humans are tricky.
Yeah, this is how they know like humans, they completely went off the path. They come into like a sacred place with the gorillas and stuff. But they come in a sacred place with weapons. Of course, like when the gorillas, they see that, they tell all their other people like, hey, these guys, you see the stuff that they're holding? Those are weapons that can kill us. Protect everybody. Don't let nobody like that look like that come in here.
That was like
imagine how smart they are, dude.
I guarantee they're highly smart.
Yeah. It's like smart, but they're still at a handicap.
I think they're tricking us. They're waiting for the opportunity. They're buying the time. They're like, you know what? Humans gonna slip up.
You might be right.
They're slipping up. They wait. They probably have like Zen like patience. Like I think they're smarter than what they give off.
Dude, you might be speaking a reality that's gonna happen.
I'm horrified by that.
Then we have to backtrack to this episode where you talk about it.
I'm horrified by it. Only reason why because years ago I remember seeing this video of this gorilla sitting in front of like a glass, like and this little human girl was running in front. Oh, no, it was a human girl, but people were walking past it. But the gorilla was just like watching him, like his eyes was going across, and he was just watching everybody go past him. I was like, look, they thinking like this is.
Of course,
people like, oh, look at him, he's so cute, just looking at everybody walk past. Like, no, he's plotting. Like, look, robots and apes, man, and gorillas. We need to watch out.
I fucking hate zoos. I hate zoos.
Zoos horrifying.
I hate like aquariums. They need to get rid of all that shit. Stop keeping these animals locked up like that.
Especially when I started learning that in Tiger King, what was it?
Tiger King?
With the Joe dude, I
think it's called Tiger King.
Is that what it is? The Tiger Man guy?
Yeah.
They start talking about how there's more tigers captured than it is in civilization.
Yeah, in captivity.
Yeah, and I was like, what the hell? Like, man, ain't no human on this planet that would want to deal with that. So why are we gonna do it to them? We gotta share this shit together now, but
that's so crazy.
It's horrifying, but it's bad.
There's more tigers in captivity. Like I think mostly like Florida and Texas and stuff.
Some people be like, some like cartels be owning them and shit. But it's like
then there is in the wild.
Yeah, in the wild, yeah.
So the ones that are born in captivity,
that's all they know. That's all they know. They don't know freedom. That's crazy when you think about it. When you really That's all he knows about.
Imagine that's us. We don't even know what's out there.
Man, I was about to say it too. I was just about to say, I was like, that is us too. We all on
We
this.
thought it's just Earth.
It's them too.
We're trapped too, man. Fuck, get us out of this fish cage.
Get us out.
You notice how I said fish cage? Because it could be
It could be anything.
We could be in a fish tank, or we could be in a fucking cage.
Yeah, we could. we could be in a petri dish. Like we really don't know.
It's so crazy how we talk about it, but then we're actually in the same
That movie, the shit,
situation.
yeah.
We can't even get off this planet.
Still stuck, just like how he's stuck in cages.
It's like we're trying. We see people trying to get out of the planet, right? They get fucking knocked back down.
It's like an oppressed race of people are oppressing the animals on their damn prison. Like,
Fuck! Like what is the truth?
We stuck and animals stuck. Like what?
You know what they're saying about society right now?
Right.
Like overall, the old general society. They're saying that society right now is going through like a midlife crisis
Oh my god! You know what I heard earlier?
of like what's next to do. Like as
Is this the end?
humanity. Like how do we fix it? Because it almost seems like they're throwing everything in the fire, see what works or not. But it seems like for the past few years now, it's just one big ass shit show.
It is. It's such a shit show that this podcast I was listening to earlier, I didn't know. I don't quote me on this, but they spoke of like how Gen Z, which is the generation after the millennials, they started going with the nickname of the last generation. Listen to me, people. That horrified me when I heard that shit earlier. That is sad. If that's how it's like, hey, like Gen Z. Then they started calling themselves like we're the last generation because everything after us is gonna be, God knows what. It's gonna be just.
It might be way worse. So that might
probably fighting on a desert planet.
They might hold like some type of truth to it, but that generation, I don't think they can really cope with like when real shit hits the fan.
The stresses of like being
So you know what's the last best generation?
Us.
Yes,
the time before the internet.
It was us.
I agree. Say what you want about millennials, but we're the last generation that like remember life
no
before
life before.
Yes, that last like that because this internet shit is as awesome as a tool it is. I can see how it would be bad if that's all you know. Like to where I'm seeing kids like, "Hey, what's your Wi-Fi password?" I'm like, "What? You got toys? Just get off of it."
Yeah, they
You know
don't.
what I'm saying? Just get off of that shit.
That generation is automated. Like everything, it has to be automatic for them, or they wouldn't understand. Because it's almost like a when you're typing and then you get spell check correct.
Yeah.
That generation is like that.
Yeah.
Like if you're
Can't
speaking,
spell.
no, like not just that. It's like the AIs would complete what they make.
Hold the hand.
Yeah, if they did something wrong, it's already corrected. We went through the shit where nobody corrected us, so we went through that trial error type shit, which it put thicker skin on you because you know how the game works now. You know how to play, but they're playing like a game where if you fail, you already get the answers. Mm-hmm. So what if you can't get those answers no more? And you're playing the game, you can't even use like critical thinking to figure it out.
Yeah.
So it's actually who is like the last generation. I think they might be the last generation that has like human skin.
Yeah.
The next one might have some silicone skin.
It's like,
and his first name starts with A for Apple.
Shell Shock says Gen Z doesn't mess around though. No, yeah, I do agree with that though. Gen Z do stupid shit. They do brand new dumb shit that I've never seen before. But when it comes to tech, they are up there, man. But I see what you're saying though. Like, what happens if the tech goes out? Say like, what? Because I can see on some level, say like, how they talking about we got that solar flare coming this weekend or whatever the fuck ever. The solar storm coming.
Wait, is something coming this week?
Yes, it's like Friday or some shit.
Is this small news stuff?
Yeah, but I'm just throwing it in there because I'm thinking about like,
God damn.
If this shit hits Earth, they're talking about like there might be some grid outages and da. I'm like, but what if it's all the grids? They're downplaying it. They're saying like, what if some grids go out? I'm like, no, what if all the grids go out? I always think the worst sometimes, but I'm like, what is going to happen? And then I can see would Gen Z be able to survive in this new world without maybe over time, but not immediately? Oh yes, as Shock says, they dox the Supreme Court, and they have our attitude, but worse. That's true. Gen Z is more of like a tech savvy, resistant fire of people. They ain't taking shit from anybody now. This is it's a new wave.
Yeah, because it's almost like the internet raised them.
Yes, and then I feel like a lot of them are maybe more open minded to a lot of stuff too,
which is good too. That's like good, like the open mind stuff, like where they're more open to like different
ideologies,
views of like reality
sure.
and stuff, or like especially with religion. I don't think religion should be pushed on anybody.
Hell no.
Religion's something you discover on your own.
That's a personal preference. It's not I want to control you, because now you looking like
right, because you're not your own person no more.
Yeah,
like, let's say you're born in like a Muslim religion, and then you're forced to know about this religion and everything. Mm-hmm. But then your whole life, like you didn't believe it, or you didn't feel like it was real.
It wasn't for me.
Like, yeah, but you were forced in that. So I think like now with the generations, they're waking up to this whole religion thing, like whether they believe it or not, or whether they want to discover like what they feel is like the most right religion.
There was something I saw the other day. It's talking about with Gen Z, and it was talking about like how Gen Z is now the most least religious generation. At least so far, I don't know if it's like world history or human history or whatever it is, but
yeah, I believe that.
They're falling back from a religion a lot, and because they realize it's like, yo, you guys are you're not giving us a choice, you're making us go this way. So,
it's not natural.
Yeah, it's not natural. Yeah, I'm not finding it. You're telling me to go this way.
Well, yeah, that's like the one good thing about like that generation. Like they can realize they can cut through like the bullshit. Because like they're born into like a like a certain type of religion, but there's nothing backing it up for themselves, so it's hard for them to believe a certain type of religion if your parents just tell you to believe it.
Yeah.
So like they're open to the idea of like exploring options of religions. Like with me, like when I grew up, I wasn't forced any religion. Like my parents, like they were like Buddhists, but they didn't force nothing on us.
Same thing with my household. No, I'm not Buddhist, but Catholic. But same thing. Like it was never pushed on me like that. Honestly.
Yeah, and then I think that was like the perfect platform for me to find out, okay, what is like a real religion? And then I explored and shit, and I realized like I don't belong to no religion.
I'm just me.
Yeah, I was like, man,
I'm me. I'm here.
I was like, none of this shit fits into like what I believe like it's true. So. Yeah. But I do believe that there is something on the other side.
And that's why, and anyone who's been a listener of this show for a minute knows that how I was heavy in being atheist at one point. And then at some point in my life, I kind of went over to where like, you know what? I can't lean in any direction because I don't know. And nobody know. When it comes down to it, don't nobody know shit about anything.
Not one soul.
And so I kind of went that direction of, you know what, like I'm not gonna go against what people believe in, but I'm more open minded this way.
Yeah, because we don't know.
I'm more open minded this way than I was being an atheist. I'm kind of like, okay, there's the possibilities of it.
Yeah.
So
to me, atheist too easy. It's just too easy to get out of it.
You kind of shutting everything off, like ain't nothing real.
Yeah.
Outside of this, and
yeah. To me, I know there's something. Like I went to the extent of tripping out to where I want to see something. I was like, show me something that make me believe like this shit's all real, And I went to that extent to where I actually saw it and I felt it. So for me, like the real thing is the feeling process.
Yeah. Where
I actually felt it. So I was like, oh, it's fucking real. This other side is real. I just can't pinpoint which religion is the correct one because it's too many. Because everybody, it's like they all want to tell their story, but all the stories, it could be true, but to me, it doesn't add up to like even my own experience.
That could be this thing too. What if they all wrong too? Like everyone's wrong. Don't nobody know.
But like for any religion to form, they always have to start at like a truth.
On some level, yeah. It's got some kind of.
I think it all started off as something that was real, true.
Something in the Middle East.
Then it branched off to like how it is.
And been twisted and
manipulated. Yeah, because nobody just makes a religion unless they believe like something is real.
Yeah, it could have been one of the things where back in the day, some people witnessed Jesus doing something like, yo, this shit's real. We got to tell everyone. Story spread, got too big.
Yeah, that's how the Catholic Church came.
Jesus made too many enemies being out there because he was going against he's going against the society out there.
Yeah, the whole thing, like how the whole Catholic system was built like after like Jesus' crucifixion and stuff. But the story, what I heard, like the aftermath, like Jesus, like he did came here with a positive message, but he didn't added all the stuff with the Catholic Church, like what they added, all that special rules and stuff. Like that doesn't even tie to like the message he was trying to bring in the first place. So Jesus was just trying to bring a normal message, spread love, peace, stick together, guys. Like,
yo,
hey, like you guys are. Just imagine a substitute teacher coming in, telling you guys some real shit. It's like, hey, just stick this shit out. Don't do no bad shit. Like, we're gonna make it. Then they took that message, right? They twisted all that shit because he was like the ultimate substitute teacher. Took that message, they created a religion from that.
I always felt like the people that murked Jesus are the same ones who's like, damn, we killed him. But what he did was effective. What if we take it and like utilize it? Like
that's what they did.
Yeah, it's like, we got rid of him. He was causing too much problem, but we realized the potential that he had.
Because it was a real event. That they saw.
Yeah. So it's like, yo, we gotta let's make our own Jesus, but through how we want to craft him as.
Yeah, because when he like resurrected, right?
As a white dude,
open up the cave and they're like, hey, where's the body at? They're like, oh shit. They're like, hey, you better call the boss. Like, we actually killed the Son of God.
What if it could have been one of them things where the Roman Empire was like, they just got rid of the body, but said like, hey, we buried him in the cave. But so when people went in to go find his body, like, oh, what's not there? He rose. Like, he's like, yeah, he rose up, but we just got rid of the body because we don't.
I think they all believed it. Like when they saw like there was no body there.
I could have been, it could be that too. Like they was all like, oh shit, like
they're like, oh shit.
We put him right there. Like it was right there.
We got a new religion. We got a new religion, and then we can write about it.
It's like, damn, we got it going now. Word of mouth was spread.
That's so wild. Back to the looking glass.
Sorry, I didn't mean. Well, we got way off track. I'm so sorry.
It still is in the story.
Okay.
All right. So back in the 1940s, after the Roswell crash, which was the alien crash that crashed in Roswell,
most famous.
And they said it was like a weather balloon, but the story is like they uncovered like a alien spacecraft with beings that was inside the spacecraft. And then the story is like they interviewed one of them. I think two of them died or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But they interviewed one, and one of them told them that there's technology that's related to the looking glass. Like there's a technology that's looking glass related. That's all around the world already. Because their spaceship, when they look at the spaceship, right, when they try to back engineer the spaceship, there was already like looking glass type related materials in there. Technology to where like, oh shit, this shit is almost like a normal thing.
Okay.
It's like every single spacecraft, legit spacecraft that was from another reality or whatever, another planet, they all carried the same technology, which is like the looking glass type technology that they found all over the world. And the alien, they told them that. They're like, yeah, there's more of this technology around the world. It's just not in one place. Like the Earth is big. The Earth has this technology, like the Earth has like stargates, natural stargates all over the world. And they're like, what the fuck? Like this little alien guy telling us everything. So like, since the Roswell incident happened, the government knew that they had to form like a special group, an agency. I think you heard of them. They're called the Majestic 12s, or
oh hell yeah. Yeah.
Which is like a secret agency that they form, like to where if something weird happened, like like with aliens or anything like supernatural,
they're the Men in Black.
They're like the Men in Black.
They show up there and clean up the mess and cover it up. Be like, oh yeah, it was like a gas tank explosion. Boom, boom, whatever.
Yeah, they're the one. They're like the cleanup crew.
Yeah,
they're like the one that clean up and document everything. So they said they formed like this group to handle cases like extraterrestrial stuff because they had to. And this is all like, it wasn't like a public project. This is like black budget shit.
Oh hell yeah, this is off the books for real, man. So this is all covering up.
A lot of that was like black budget stuff, and they form a group like that so they can look at all the technology that was on these spaceships, and then they can try to back engineer it. They're the one that got like these scientists to go see if they can really do the back engineering of these alien artifacts or alien spaceships and stuff. And then like they would interview like these aliens, right? And they would like you ever heard the term J-rods?
No, I don't think so.
So they're saying when they're doing like the interviews, or when they're conducting interviews like with the aliens, they would name like these aliens from their kind to where they're located, like to where they're actually from. So one of them, they call them like J-rods. They're from like I don't know what planet they're from, but they're saying that they came like from the future. So they'd be like, I think like J45 will be like 45,000 years in the future.
Okay, so that's like a little tag number they have.
Yeah, like a tag.
Destination or what they came from.
Or like P45 or P40.
Mm-hmm.
And that would just be like a name for whatever, where the hell the alien came from.
That makes sense. It's kind of like a...
It's like they're going to like immigration.
Yeah, like a passport, and like, hey, you from, okay, this is... Citizenship is...
Yeah, like the Men in Black movie.
P45, yeah.
So they started marking them like that. So they started creating like a program like that where they would mark like these certain races of aliens, and they will put them in different categories, which is like so fucking sci-fi, right?
No, hell yeah. No, that's fucking... It's like some futuristic, like... I don't even know how to explain it, but this is like, hey, I was thinking about like Total Recall for some reason. We're going to the airport when you're going from Mars to Earth. They're like, see your passport. And then people trying to smuggle on that shit and everything.
Yeah, it's like that. And then they said like this one race, right? They labeled them like P52. They said that they actually came down here to harvest genetic information, which would help to repair like genetic defects in the future. Which is crazy, right? If you think about that, like with the whole CRISPR technology blowing up, and the whole 23andMe ancestry, where they're collecting a whole bunch of human information. He was saying like the P52 aliens, they came down here to collect genetic information. Crazy, right?
Yeah, get them samples.
So they came down here. They made like an app to collect people's information where they willingly give up their data.
And they take that information and
it's so crazy. And they paid them to do it.
Fuck it, yeah. Make a living.
I'm pretty sure they're not doing it like for the money, but they're doing it for the people that need the money, like the real workers. So they pay them, and then they're collecting data. Because they don't give a fuck about money. They're just watching from the sideline. Like, all right, we need money. Okay, let's charge them like $100 for this program. So they can do like a...
Money is useless for them.
Yeah, because they're data mining.
If you come from a society where you can open wormholes and shit, what is money at that point? That's like... Can money afford that? You know what I'm saying? Like that tech?
Yeah.
Like, that's like next level.
I think the data, that's like the real goal.
Yeah.
Which is like the crazy thing, like with Google and what China's doing.
They data harvesting and all that shit.
They're data mining every single human being. How they operate, how they focus, how they function.
Everything we do. How we think, eat, feel. Everything.
Yeah, it's like they figured us out. And... Because we're like simple human beings.
We're all creatures of habit. We all have habits.
I think that's why, like, when we go off our path, like we do something super weird, more weird stuff happens.
Oh yeah, he's like, reality is shifting because
he's breaking the timeline. Get back in that lane.
I was gonna run a restaurant right quick.
All right. Yeah, I gotta go too. And we're back. All right. So back to this looking glass thing. So like with the looking glass technology, it's similar to like the same technology that the Andrew Basagio was using like back in the 1940s with the CIA and stuff, how they were able to use this device that they named the chronovisor, where they were able to pinpoint a time like way back then to where they can jump to, for example, when Jesus was being crucified, and they're actually able to see like video footage of Jesus being crucified
in 4K,
which sounds crazy as fuck, right? But this is like a CIA guy speaking about it. Like he was in this program, and he saw all this like back like the technology is like was in the 1940s, but they started using this technology like 90s, maybe 1990s and stuff. Where they started using it, like within their government, practicing, seeing if they can really see like a past reality.
Yeah.
And they were saying,
The looking
like,
glass.
fast forward like to today, they're saying everything is already recorded like in the ether, like when there's air, like this magnetic field or whatever is like invisible. Everything is being recorded, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just you need a type of technology that can grab, that piece of information that's already in the air, that can play back anytime that you want to see, anytime in space that you want to see. Like if, for example, right, I wanted to pull out the information in this room, but I want to see it like 1,000 years ago. They'll show me this exact space 1,000 years ago, because this air that's around us already recorded everything. It's in the ether.
Okay, gotcha. I see what you're saying.
It's saying like that they have the technology to pull that information like from the surrounding.
I feel like I feel like I've seen something in sci-fi similar to it. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Because if you think about it, like we have technology today, right, where we can have a device and record something, and then watch something that happened like 10 years ago, but it's recorded on a device. But that device has the playback. It has like the software we can watch it back. Because look, I can send you like a video from my phone to your phone, travels invisibly through space, but you get the same video.
Same exact video.
Right? So imagine, and that's only because like we have the technology to grab the information
through radio waves and other shit.
Because we created a system
to actually be able to
connect
to use the two radio waves.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So we created the system to where we can send things wirelessly, and then the other person is able to receive it because he has that technology, the system, the software, where they can grab that shit from space and then break it down into like the form of like the video.
Okay.
Open up in like packages and stuff. So let's say there is a technology that can still pull out information from the air, but from way, like a long time ago. Like let's say from dinosaurs.
Yeah, let's say, because I was thinking like, hey, let's go back right here at this exact location. Oh fuck! What movie was it? They was actually able to set up like a. Oh my god! This don't drive me crazy. There was a movie that was able to set up like kind of like an excavation site, I guess. Kind of like how you
for dinosaurs.
Yeah, it was something like that, but he had like these kind of like these instruments up that was focused on to one location.
Oh shit!
And it was able to like, hey, at this exact spot here, we're gonna go back. What? I can't remember where I saw this on, but it's like how they made a site to where, like I said, like digging for dinosaurs, but it was like there's a time site. We need to roll things back because now we have control of this temporal area or whatever, we need to go back at this exact spot on this spot 2 million years ago. Fuck, I can't remember what it was. I don't know if it was a video game or a movie.
Yeah,
but I've seen something very similar to that of.
Yeah, it's the same concept like that.
I think they call it like locking down time or some shit. It was like that location. It was weird.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Because they're saying like everything that we're doing now, like me doing this with my hands, is all recorded in the ether. Ether already caught everything. Every single movement and stuff. Like it's captured movements from since the beginning of time. Like it's in the space. Like it already happened. You don't need no security camera.
I don't know. That's
the reason why like we got security cameras, because we never really figured out like how to record like space like that. But we
can only record visually like what we see.
Yeah, but the stuff that we're doing now, it's like magic. If you compare it to like back then, like come on, like we're streaming like live like to people on the other side that's not even connected.
Oh. But they're grabbing it through the device. What if?
Yeah, because their device is able to. Like decode the data that's being sent through like the interwebs, which is like the ether.
Well, I think for most people, they would assume it's like, oh, this is pretty similar. Like, oh, this is like pretty easy, but it's like when you really think about it, it's fucking crazy.
It's dimensional shit.
Yeah,
like it's not even simple. Like
damn.
You can explain it simple, like like if you go to school, like for tech and stuff. Oh yeah, this works this way and this way, like that. But if you think about it, like deeper, like how did this come about?
Like, what's in the air to allow us to even...
Yeah, how did we grasp the concept of like stuff working like that?
Of recording, first of all,
that's crazy already. You can get a recording of you like from 10 years ago.
I mean, I get with like hieroglyphics. That's the best way they could record because that's what they had back then. But it's like, hey, let's film this and preserve it.
That is wild. Well, that's mostly like what I got about with the Project Looking Glass or Guardians of the Looking Glass. Basically, people, they're trying to predict the timeline because they're seeing the timeline go into like two different directions. Mm-hmm. One is like in the bad direction. One is like the normal direction. Mm-hmm. Like the bad direction is where they control everybody down to like what their spending limits because they're trying to get people on like one type of currency.
Oh, yeah.
To where they know exactly what you're buying and they can limit to exactly what you're buying. But they put everybody on like one, it's like a universal income type. It was like almost everybody on the same income.
Yeah, on the same.
And then where like nobody's hungry or nothing, but everything is being recorded and you can only go within your limits. And then the other reality, the other timeline, like if we avoid that timeline being fully controlled, is like the organic, the natural one. Mm-hmm. Where we still have like our freedom, and then everybody is like more aware and they're more enlightened. Like they're vibrating at a different frequency to where they can see through bullshit, like within the system.
Yeah, for what the system keeps showing us or whatever.
Yeah, and then we would fight back against whatever's trying to suppress.
Whatever overlords we have for this reality, I guess. I don't know.
The NWO. We don't want that, man. It seemed cool on paper. This whole like, everybody on this basic income stuff. Nobody has to worry about money. But like,
that's horrible. That is a horrible existence.
Like the long term, it's like you lose a piece of yourself.
Yeah, there's no individuality anymore.
There's nothing.
It's what's the movie? You ever seen the movie Equilibrium?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, hey, everybody of society, this is your religion. We're all gonna dress like this, and you take these pills every morning. Every morning you wake up, you take these pills. If not, if you start showing any type of feelings or emotions, you will go to jail and you will die because they will basically kill you on the spot. So every morning you wake up, go pop a pill,
keep you locked,
keep it going. But the good thing about the movie is the main character, his son, realized his dad was like, oh man, he's like because his dad was like a future cop or whatever type shit. He's like, man, my dad's like almost becoming a robot, and he like flipped out the pills for I was like, I don't know if it's like placebo pills or whatever, but whatever the pills that the government was issuing him, he flipped them out with something else to make him think that he was taking them. But while he's on the job being a cop, he started feeling emotions like, I don't know if I should shoot this person, but it was like very bad. Equilibrium is true. It was like, oh man, like I know I'm supposed to be out here helping people, but I gotta.
Yeah, that's similar to like that other movie. It's called The Island.
I've never seen. Was that with Leonardo DiCaprio?
No,
no.
But,
no. The dude from Star Wars and Scarlett Johansson?
Maybe. But I don't know white people. But but the movie is like it's all in black and white, right? Yeah. Even like the people that live there, they see things in black and white because every morning that they wake up, like you were saying in the other movie, they have to take pills. Every morning they take pills, and it keeps them like locked in whatever system. So one day this dude is like, I'm not gonna take pills no more. So he stopped taking pills, and then like weeks later, he started seeing color. He was like, hey, I can see the color blue or red. It's like, I never saw this before.
I know The Gift.
Yeah.
Was it a book?
Or The Giver or whatever.
The Giver, yeah. We read a book. Oh, yes. But there's like a movie about it now.
I think the movie's called like The Island, though. I think.
Something. I remember the book was called The Giver, but it's like a red apple or something. But yeah, I remember where...
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, but everything's black and white, though. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so everything was like black and white, and then he stopped taking it. Then he saw things in color. And then eventually... Like he ended up breaking out of society. He broke out to like the edge of like his world.
Yeah, he took his kid brother.
Like, he was like, holy shit, we missed out on all this fucking shit.
Yeah, I think in the story, he took his kid brother, like his family, everybody was brainwashed. The only thing was like his youngest I think his youngest brother was Gabe. Holy shit, it's all coming back to me. I think he had like a youngest brother who's like a newborn, and he saw like nobody in his family would listen to him. So he just took his brother and like his little brother, and they escaped, and
That's so crazy.
Got the fuck out of there. I think I need to read this again. Because when I was a kid back in like middle school reading, I was like, yeah, whatever. But
yeah, don't take the pill, guys.
It's deeper than that. Shell Shock says, "Yep, The Giver. Yep, that's what it was.
That was like the book, right?
That was the book with the red apple on the cover. I think I'll never forget that. I wish I paid more attention to it back then. But I understood the concept, but it wasn't really my thing back then. But looking back on it, I'm like, holy shit, that was actually kind of deep
like,
as fuck.
Watching it like, as an adult, like going back, it's like, damn, like they're on something back then.
Yeah,
they were on one.
It was on one. Motherfuckers was on one.
Yeah, I think that was like the society that was really trying to break out and really trying to show people like, wake the fuck up.
This
like,
is the path we're going down, people. This is like The Giver is maybe like the last hope to reach out to the youth. Like
maybe
just like, hey kids, like
because like
going
now,
down this black and white route.
Because now it's like they know about it, right? But they're accepting it. Like fuck it. Like it's like you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, it's like it's safer to go along with it than to fight it because we don't. Because fighting it is like the unknown, and everybody's afraid of the unknown.
Yeah, I think they kind of got me too, like with the AI stuff.
Oh yeah,
like everything automated and shit.
More and more and more. Because at first I was like, man, fuck these robots, but then here I am like Apple Pay, Apple paying the fuck out of my life. Like just tap it.
Or like with the Amazon avert.
Dude, it's like it's like what's the term? Cognitive dissonance. It's I might be wrong with the meaning, but it's supposed to mean of like you know what you're doing is wrong, but you keep doing it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like for example, like if you smoke cigarettes. This is like the perfect example because I saw this a long time ago. If you smoke cigarettes and you know that it gives you cancer, but you still do it, it's like that. That's,
you know it's bad, but
it is what it is type thing. Until it goes wrong, then you be like, I wish I didn't go along with it.
And then the one person that didn't go along with it, the one that looked crazy the whole time.
Shell Shock says, all of that is about individual and fascism. See, I didn't go back to that book, man. I gotta.
What does fascism mean?
Fascism. I can't give the Webster Dictionary version of it, but it's basically far right leaning of, hey.
What is far right? I never knew. Like, I might sound stupid. I just never knew what it was.
From a political spectrum is, is mainly driven by like religion a lot. That's like far right. Like it's kind of like evangelicals are like a part of the far right.
So yeah, that makes sense.
A lot of racist motherfuckers go along with it, but it basically is kind of like you're trying to conform reality. Honestly, in a lot of ways, you conform reality into what you want, and it's for a specific group. And we're trying to make everybody like, hey, we're forcing everybody like to be on our religion, or because of our religion preference, we're gonna basically Roe v. Wade is the best way to explain it, how it overturned, and this basically because religion took precedence, because religion kind of runs our government now. Well, we believe in the Bible, and you know that this and the third. We could control you, and you can't do nothing with your bodies, type stuff. Basically, this is complete control.
So crazy.
You're trying to control everybody into one system. It's like, but everybody's different. Like everybody comes from different backgrounds. Everybody has their own agency as a person. You can't force people on a religion, but you're trying to do it. It's
that's so crazy.
But that's the direction that we're going in. At least in America, it's like I've seen it in the Middle East what a country looks like under this type of not fashion, but theocracy, basically.
Like where they use religion as like main power.
Yeah,
right?
I'm saying I'm not mixing up.
That's where it gets so messy.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, damn. Well, you already. It's like you're using religion to convince people, because accepting reality is hard enough as it is. The unknown of what happens to us after we die is scary as shit. But religion kind of helps people like gain some type of an understanding of, hey, this is how life is supposed to be, and this is the afterlife. There's a heaven and hell, good or bad. It breaks it down like in a very easy way, but it gets abused
so much
straight up. And now we have like a world where it's like, hey, they just controlling everything, even on television.
Then they're using like the name of like religion to back that shit up.
Yes, through and through. That's like fashion. Wow. This is very right leaning. It leans more towards Nazis. That's the best way I can explain it.
I understand it more now. That's so fucking crazy, dude.
Shell Shock says authoritarian control, anti-art, individualism, religion control, fall in line or die. I'm just now seeing this Nazis really.
That's so crazy.
It leans in that direction of where.
Because if you think about it, like when people hear like what they hear like on the news, if they're saying like things is like a certain way, the majority of people that watch the news would believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like if they're leaning towards like a type of like a religion or whatever, and they're saying, hey, this is according to whatever religion we should abide by or whatever. Like a lot of people would believe it because they don't have like their own roadmap.
No,
they don't know which way to go.
They're like, hey,
it's almost like, hey, tell me which way to jump.
Yeah, which direction should I go in next?
Which is so fucking crazy.
I should hate gay people. Let's go in this direction. It's like, why would? For what? How's it get you into heaven? What happened to love thy neighbor? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this.
Yeah, it's so simple, dude.
And it's starting to get downright scary.
The message is so simple, man. Jesus laid down the platform, and they took that shit and they developed it into like like a killing machine.
They perverted it and then used it into their own way of where
they made religion to like a weapon.
There's like, because I always had this theory that Jesus was like a hippie that did psychedelics and was on some real shit where maybe now, like if Jesus walked around right now, a lot of people to the right or who aren't as authoritarian, evangelical, religious people, the heavy religious people wouldn't like Jesus if he showed up right now. Mm-hmm. They would probably be trying to kill him and throw him into a crazy house. Because like the message that he probably was bringing, I guarantee doesn't match up to what they're saying.
Right. Because it doesn't match their book.
Yeah, they twist into their own version of what they want. Instead of the man just trying to be a man worrying about other people.
So he would get fucking ankle pick.
They would get his ass. Throw him in a crazy house or something.
Walking in the crowd like, get that mother.
Get that. Beep. He's not even wearing shoes. Like, they was just snatch him up.
Air Force Jesus sandals.
Yeah.
Snatch him up, dude.
That's the world we live in though.
Put him in a fucking chlorine tank.
And here's the thing, though. It's crazy, too, because as much as I'm not a fan of religion, I would actually stand up and fight for other people to have it. Because I feel like that's their right to believe in what they believe in. But I don't feel like that's their right to overstep their boundaries to force other people to believe in what they believe in.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like
100%.
Like, step the fuck back. Like,
chill, people. You can't force.
Relax.
You cannot force anything on anybody, especially like a belief that you cannot even prove with anything. Anything. And you want to drop this shit on people like it's 100% facts.
That's why it's called belief. It's because what you believe, not what it is.
So crazy.
Belief and truth are two different things. So,
man, like give me somebody who's like super religious, stuck in their ways, right?
Oh man.
Give me one day with them and watch when they're done with me, right?
Trip.
The next day, yeah. When they leave, they will not be the same. They would fucking cry. They might be so long.
They might be broken for a couple of days, but let them rebuild themselves back up.
But they will know their real truth.
New eyes,
because they'd be like, the stuff they will see, they're gonna shit on you, man. They're like, dude, stop being a phony, man. Yeah. Like, do you even believe in whatever you fucking believe in?
Oh, what they're telling you.
Stop. Like, chill. Take a step back. Relax. Stop fucking with people.
Look at the possibilities. Endless possibilities.
Yeah,
what if you're wrong? What if you're all wrong about this?
Yeah.
Like, did you ever thought about that?
Yeah. To me, it comes about the whole individual, how you become enlightened on yourself. Whatever, like, religion or whoever, whatever knowledge you seek and shit, you will find that knowledge. If you really want to search for knowledge and find, like, a true meaning of what all this stuff means, you will find it. If you seek, you will find. You will find answers, because it's all gonna be fucking like a woven, like like cloth and shit. They will lead you through like whatever path. Like, if you don't believe that, like I said, you can spend one day with me.
Yeah, it's one of
things. One real day.
I think it's one of the things where a lot of people need to find the answers that they specifically want in life. Yeah, not what. Yeah, someone else is telling them more.
Right, because you won't get the answers like from outside. You get it from within. It does sound crazy.
It sounds bonkers. I get it sounds bonkers to anyone who's listening, but that's honestly God's truth. Like, you need to find.
It does sound so crazy, right?
You got to find a direction for you, not from anyone else, because nobody else knows you better than you.
Right. It sounds so crazy. Like, when you talk like that, you just sound like you're just repeating stuff from like a book that you read. But, like, it really is that simple. Like, you can find everything from, like, within. Like, if you trust yourself, you can find the answers from inside of you.
And who's else? And nobody else is
why
gonna
would you lie
find.
to yourself?
Yeah, and nobody else is gonna find that for you but you. This
Right.
is.
I can get you there.
I think too many people are scared to dig through
That's
who they really are as a person.
I think that's the main thing.
Yeah.
It's the fear of
finding out the true self and not gonna be accepted or something.
or the fear of like being judged for doing like weird stuff like that. You know. But I was like, dude, let's say if you're in your 30s, you're like, if you live a healthy life, you're like already halfway done already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you can find out something that's completely different from your own understanding, wouldn't you want to see that?
Yeah.
Or feel it, or see like
understand it, or something, or any level.
Like, if you're going through like some crazy shit or depression or whatever, and there's answers on the other side to where you can find out for yourself without having to look for a religion to tell you what to think. Like, you're seeing all these things like from your own point of view because you're feeling it and you're seeing it. And dude, this is life changing.
It is.
Talking about psychedelics.
Yeah, I figured that too. And then, but on real shit, it's any way you can find like who you are really deep down inside is a start, man. And then you gotta learn to. Is this world right for you? As in far as like, hey, what shot should I be fighting for? Because I guarantee you, there's a lot of people out there who's fighting for some shit they really wouldn't agree with if they weren't kind of convinced into going in this direction, or if that's not what they've known their entire life. Or
if you're fighting for something where you don't even believe in your heart that it's true,
then what are you fighting for?
But you're just fighting for it, like for like the outside appearance.
Yeah, the status quo. I'm just trying to stick to the normie of.
Then you should know your shit's wrong, dude.
Yeah. If you ever got a second guess, like, well, maybe I'm wrong. Well, you are. Like,
if you have to second guess, like, maybe what the fuck wrong. You're doing. So crazy.
It is, man. It is.
You got any small news before we clock out?
I got small news right here. Well, I'll talk about this right quick since it's coming up this week. The solar storm creeping towards Earth set to hit planet's magnetic field. So it says Earth might experience some major geometric storms later this week.
You said on Friday?
It's supposed to be from when the storm started. I think it might have been like the 18th, or was this? Oh, was it? Yes, it was on the 18th. So
I heard about that.
Storm started. No, was it 18th? Was it? It might be 3 days ago now, but it should be like Friday. But it's supposed to take like anywhere between 5 to 6 days. Solar flare goes off. It's flying towards Earth. They're saying it might affect the magnetic poles if it hits.
Holy shit!
But it's supposed to take 5 to 6 days for us to reach us. So it's actually moving pretty damn slow compared to how light can really move fast, which means it's got a lot of weight. Because was it like 7 minutes from light from the sun to hit Earth?
So do you say like we should like prepare and like get like survival food and equipment? Maybe like get a flashlight and some
AA batteries, maybe. But I don't know. Like get off the internet because this shit's gonna probably be the first thing that goes out.
Some oatmeal or grits and I got a lot of grits.
Really?
Yeah, if you guys want grits,
I heard they're good for ants. Grits? I don't know. Let's say if you got ants,
random as fuck.
Let's say like if you got ants, yo, give them grits or like oatmeal. I know it's oatmeal. I'm sorry, that's so random, but I'm saying ant problem.
They don't like it.
Yeah, it kills them. Like they'll grab the. I think it's oatmeal. Like and like if you have ants in your house, you give them oatmeal or you put it like around that trail. They'll take it back to the queen, and when the queen eats it, she blows up or some shit. Some shit. It wipes them all out. It kills every last one of them. Oatmeal is real. Just so random. I don't know what it came from.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind when I see another ant farm.
Just dump it on an anthill. They'll get wiped out quick. You ain't gotta waste water. But it says like a geometric storm is actually heading towards Earth. It says and has charged particles from the sun. If they're strong enough, these storms can interfere with communications networks and power grids. It's likely this will be the case with the potential upcoming storm. However, with the exception of it's expected to be a G1 class storm, which is like a mild type of storm. Basically saying it's just supposed to hit Earth. It says because weak power grid fluctuations and have minor impact on the satellite operations. In addition, auroras may be visible in the sky in lower altitudes than normal. Basically, like the aurora lights, like in Alaska, like the green and shit. Yeah. So people at low elevations might be able to see it, but this motherfucker's gonna hit us. It says possible storm will be caused by a cloud of particles ejected from an unstable filament of magnetism on the sun on July 15th, according to spaceweather.com, which stated an expected arrival time of between July 20th and July 21st. So either tomorrow or Thursday. This is it, folks. Maybe that's why we're getting thunderstorms out there today. Maybe something's coming. Maybe. I don't know.
Shock says Texas power grid has entered the chat.
Oh, y'all gonna be the first ones to go. That power grid is woof.
Yeah, well, if you think about the whole structure of like the power grid of the U.S., dude, like I think it's like structured like into like 3 main parts. And if like one part would lose power, like let's say example for Texas, I think like the whole like the middle part of the whole U.S. is completely
Oh
up.
no, Texas is by itself.
Oh,
Its own power grid. I think I might be wrong. I'm almost certain it's actually in its own power grid, and that's the issue with Texas. It's not like, hey, Texas, like you need to be.
Is it advanced though?
No, that's why that shit just collapses. I think Texas might be in its own power grid.
Well, I don't think they're
Maybe I might be
more
wrong.
worse off than what we are at, because they never upgraded the whole power grid for the whole United States, period. So easily, like if somebody wanted to start problems with like the U.S., for example, China,
power grid,
if they want to pop off, right, they can send like one of those EMP shits, right, blow up like in our atmosphere, and they can actually destroy like a whole power grid instantly, and they all know that.
Yeah.
But what's weird about the U.S., we never upgraded our power system, our power grid situation.
Yes, I don't even follow that shit, honestly, about the upgrades of it.
Because it's not in our realm. It's something like we're not even supposed to worry about.
Yeah, that's supposed to be like the unsung heroes of America. Like, yeah, I keep a power grids in America. Like, that's a real hero job, honestly. It's like,
yeah, it's not
something we should be worshiping these people on. But the only time I've kept up with news of power grids is when Texas went to shit a couple years ago during the winter, when they don't even want to focus on wind turbines and all this other shit. But that shit completely collapsed because that was the problem with Texas. Like, they want to be independent. We got our own power grid. But when you get fucked up, you can't do this alone. You can't. Texas, you're awesome and all, have all this cool stuff out there. But
it's like they're their own country, huh?
They flex like they are, but
they're still learning.
Honestly, I think California would be more self-sufficient than Texas. I fight anybody on that because California got way more money getting pulled into Texas, but that's an argument for another day. But I remember back in the early 2000s when the power grid up in the Northeast went out, with like people was walking across like the George Washington Bridge and shit and all stuff up in New York, and that was like
stuck in subways.
Yeah, it was like Canada and all Northeast.
Yeah.
That's like true power grid outage. Texas.
Yeah, I remember that story.
Yeah, that's the only time I know about power grid is when that shit goes out.
It was a mistake that happened by one person.
And maybe the wrong button.
No, he did something wrong. I forgot what the story was, but it was all created by one person.
One man did it.
Then, can you imagine that? Like one person could do all this destruction.
That reminds me of the episode of Simpsons where Homer was like working from home. He's like wearing like a muumuu and shit. And he didn't want to go to work, but he had like the little bird, the little bird thing that presses like the no.
Yeah.
And he's about to blow up he's about to blow up Springfield. He had to like drive up there.
What a crazy job. Huh?
He had to drive there like in a fucking ice cream truck and shit. He's about to blow up Springfield. That's what it reminded me of.
Like, do you not want us to blow this place up?
No. Nope. Oh shit! But yeah, that's so we got the solar storm coming either tomorrow
or Friday.
Yeah, 20th or 21st. So this could be it.
Damn.
We might be in the Stone Age by tomorrow. Some people might really need to think that for a second.
I say stock up on alcohol.
Oh my god! Imagine if that shit hit the Earth and you're on a fucking plane and just like an EMP blast up you, and you're on a plane. How many planes will fall out the sky if that happened?
Damn.
That's horrifying. Like, fuck the planes. Like, the people. This is gonna sound horrible. Fuck the people on the planes. Imagine if it shit hits a building with other people in it. Like,
or a house.
Or neighborhood. A plane can wreck a neighborhood, man.
See a Delta plane in like the front yard.
Hey, honey, that place.
I just imagined that. Now it might happen.
Like you just laying in bed, you're like what am I here? Boom.
Yeah, like sometimes
like Donnie Darko type shit, man. Like the damn
Dude.
engine. Man, oh god,
the plane engine in your fucking bedroom.
my anxiety's kicking in. I can't.
Damn, I forgot what I was going to say.
The plane engine fall through the roof and
Oh, it's like sometimes when you hear like a plane about to land or some shit, right? But it sounds like it's about to land on your house.
yeah, like you're here. Yeah,
I was like, this shit's about to land on top of the house. It sounds like it's right up there.
You remember like a plane that was so close to your house you had to step outside? Like, man, what the hell? Like, where's? I do it at my parents' house a lot because they're right in the traffic for Hartsfield. So when I'm at the house, I'm like, what the hell's going on outside? And I look up, I'm like, oh shit, that Delta plane is like beep boop, like this close.
It seems like a helicopter that's blacked out.
Yo,
Shell Shock says they still have cable fail safes.
they can glide. Ooh, okay. Damn, that makes me feel so much better because I've been traveling a lot this summer and I've been shitting my pants on planes. I didn't know they had like a cable failsafe.
What does that actually mean though?
I'm guessing like instead of plane going like, I'm assuming it's kind of like it's kind of like, hey, we're not gonna lose control of the wings. We won't just glide on this motherfucker until we're gonna try hopefully
glide to like open land or whatever.
Yeah, or maybe a highway or a water, but.
There was a plane that actually landed on like 285
I remember that
a
shit.
few years ago or whatever.
I remember that, yeah. It wasn't like an old commercial plane. I think it was like just like a little...
Like a single pilot plane?
Yeah, some type of shit, yeah. I remember that.
That's cool.
Now if you're in traffic, you're like, oh, God. I mean, that's cool for I'm glad they made it, but...
But nobody had like their dash cams because nobody had
footage. I never saw anything. I watched it on the news.
The only time you see dash cam footage is in Russia.
I thought you were going to say that. They got there. Everybody got it. Russia and Europe.
Because Russia, yeah, even in Asia too. It's because like they
scams,
insurance scams.
People be throwing themselves on the hood of the car.
Dude, speaking about that, right? Like in Cambodia, like if they hit you in public, right, and you don't die, you know they're gonna try to kill you, right?
Oh, so you ain't get no lawsuit? Yeah.
It's because it's more cheaper if they pay for your funeral than it is to pay like for the financial lawsuits.
And so what? They could just catch like the.
So if you get hit by a car like in Cambodia,
they're gonna
you better
try to
get the fuck out the way because they're really gonna try to kill you. Because they rather pay for your funeral than go through the whole lawsuit because it's way more expensive.
Yeah, going to court costs money. That shit is not free. That shit is a fee.
Yeah, because Cambodia is a whole nother different country, and
India's the same way.
My brother told me, yeah, maybe, yeah,
it'd be like this.
I can see that.
They'll walk across the street and stop in front of your car and like just throw themselves on the hood. You're like, what? They trying?
But like in Cambodia, like stay off like the streets. Like if you're gonna cross the street, make sure like you're a professional jaywalker. You look at all the cars or motorcycles. Like, try not to get hit by them because if they hit you, they're gonna
kill you. Because also too, and I can kind of see this too, where the government is probably like, look, there's a lot of lawsuits getting pushed out because people are faking it. So how about we balance it out? If it can be proved that it's not murder, I'm assuming they would have to prove that it's manslaughter. Like you didn't purposely try to kill him, but you can purposely try to kill him in a situation where you know what I'm saying?
It's
I don't know how to explain it, but I get what they're trying to do, and it makes sense in some weird way.
Well, like within that country, it's just more expensive for them to be alive. Mm-hmm. Like if you hit them, you'll pay
hospital bills, all shit, man. Yeah.
But like in that country, if you kill them, you're actually forced to pay for their funeral, which is different from like America.
Yeah.
Which is crazy too, right?
The family will pay for that shit in America.
You kill them out there, like you got to pay for that shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good way to deter people from fucking murder, I guess.
Yeah, that shit's so crazy out there. Like in Cambodia, like this one story that my brother's wife was telling, was that like one of the relatives passed away, right? But they left the body in the house the whole time while they were doing the ceremony. So they're actually in the house with the dead body while they're sleeping, while they're still doing the ceremony. So the dead body,
trying to like get their ceremony and get together.
Yeah, so the dead body would just be laying up in the house.
Did they wrap it up, or how do they?
I'm sure it's wrapped up, but it's still
it's there.
The body.
Yeah.
And then they're just chilling out there with the body, sleeping with the body. Like imagine like the body being in your living room, and then you're sleeping on the couch.
Just like chilling over there. Like,
yeah, like that's how different it is. Like with that country, as opposed to like the U.S. country, how different like they treat like dead people. Like over there, like they still treat them like with respect, but it's not as much as like to where like if the body was like in your house, like they wouldn't see that as something that's like strange. It's almost like a place where they can just rest before they end up like putting them in the whatever the machine that makes them into dust.
Yeah, some kind of cremation oven thing. Huh.
Different countries.
It's different, man. I have a feeling like I always wanted to the way that the way you respect the dead shows that you're accepting of the other life. Where I think some countries, maybe probably America's kind of like more people probably have a fear of dying than most countries because first of all, dying in America is like a bill. Your family got to take up the charge and all that stuff. This, that, and the third. But I don't know. I seen other cultures how they treat like the dead is almost like this is like you really are respecting the passing on to the next life of where I don't know. Like I say, anytime you wrap up a body, you keep it in the house. It's like the average person in here wouldn't do it, but that's just like
I wouldn't do it.
But hell, I would. That's horrifying. But at the same time, it's kind of like I would assume like their expectation of death is probably more of like this is just a passing on to the other side.
Yeah,
like, there's nothing to be feared. It's just the end of one thing and on to the next.
Like they get it more.
Yeah,
they're more understanding of like when you pass. Okay, like this is what happens.
Next phase of life.
Like if we can't put your body like in the ground yet, we just have to keep you here for now.
We'll put you in the freezer. And then.
But meanwhile in America, like we can't put you in coffin. But where are we gonna put you? No, we're not going to put you in the house.
Man, I'd be damned if you put it in the house. No.
You gotta stay in one of those dead homes.
Because most people in America will be like, what if they wake up?
You better put them in that morgue fridge, whatever you guys call it.
Just keep them in there for 2 weeks. We'll be there.
You ain't going to be in my house.
Hell yeah.
Shell Shock says, Chris was in the Air Force and didn't learn nothing.
Oh, yeah, talking about with the... cable fail safes and they can glide. No, but I don't think people realize how fear works. It's like I have a huge fear of flying, so I don't want to glide. I mean, that's good that they can glide. The planes horrify me. Like I get like car crashes or you're most likely to die in one, but I feel like my survival is a lot higher in a car crash than a plane crash. Plane crash, you go fucked. Did you?
Plane crash, you have no control.
That is it.
That's like,
at least a car, I can be like, oh shit, maybe I can react faster. Like, but it'll be on me.
Like for me though, like I would feel more peace, like if I were to die on a plane than in a car crash.
Yeah, I'll be like, no, this is it. Yeah, I'll be
because in the plane, I was like, I can't do nothing.
What am I gonna do? Cry about it? This is it.
Yeah, I was like, this is it. And then you can. Whatever, do what you do. Count your blessings, like whatever. Call up, your maid saying you're not gonna be home tonight. Call your family. Say, hey, like you have time. But like if you're in a plane, like you have no control over that. Like that shit is crashing. In a car, too fast.
Oh, is it
too furious?
It's too much going. You'll see it coming a lot of times.
It's too aggressive, and it hurts.
Yeah, car crashes are not no.
A plane, man, that shit better nosedive.
You ain't walking away from that shit, but
that shit better nosedive at fucking
like that one plane in China that was like broke the sound barrier damn near, the one that hit the mountain.
If they're doing nosedive, I'm taking front seat.
I don't even want to be in the back because I gotta see it. Like I gotta see this shit come towards me.
I want to see that grass.
Oh, here goes.
I want to see that. I don't want to hear the crunching of metals
and people screaming. No, I want to be the first one screaming.
All I want to see is grass and then God. Like, hey, what's good, Steve Jobs?
No, I want to see grass and then hospital. Like,
oh, you reincarnated that fast?
We back. like it is this quick.
I remember an episode of Family Guy, right, where God he asked like the kid that died, like, hey, what do you want to reincarnate as? And he's like, I want to be a black kid, right? God was like, are you sure? So he snapped his finger, right? He reincarnates to God, and then he came back to heaven.
Oh, that quick! Yeah, I think I remember that. He was like that.
Say, hey, you're back.
He's like, yo, that was like me. Someone were like,
Family Guy is so crazy.
Oh man, you picked the very hard difficulty. You the nightmare difficulty. You
Family Guy is so crazy. There's like another episode where like Peter Griffin, he was trying to like go to like Cleveland's house, right? And then Cleveland, like he was watching out like for burglars or whatever, people like trying to go into his house. And then Peter was like, hey, I'm about to come to your house, like let me in. It's like, no, I'm actually doing like like keeping away like the bad guys.
Yeah.
And then somebody rang the doorbell, but it was actually Peter, right? And Peter was like, I got grape soda. And then like Cleveland was like, he said something about like, like I know I'm not supposed to do it, but I think this is worth it. And then he opens the door for Peter, like right when he says,
"Damn it, Cleveland."
All he said was grape soda, and
okay. I mean, then Cleveland just opened the door. My name is Cleveland Brown. I used to watch the fuck out that show too, man.
Shit. Cleveland. Yeah, we're over 2 hours. We gotta stop.
Oh yeah, we made it.
All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that story about this Looking Glass and the Gilgamesh and
everything in between,
Iraq and everything. Like,
and life. We covered a lot of shit.
Life too. Like
this is a deep one too. This is also
Jesus,
Jeebus.
Simple message, you know.
Simple man, simple message. It ain't hard to loving is not hard, people.
Spread the love, man. Just think of love as a currency. Use it as your coin, your crypto coins, whatever. It's just love. Spread the love and show people love, man. Because
that money you have here, you can't take that shit to the other side.
Yeah, your money don't mean nothing.
It stays here.
The money is nothing.
Yeah, it really ain't.
Spread the love. The love is what is held in the ether.
Yes,
not your bank account.
It carries over.
Yeah, not your Dogecoin. It doesn't carry over.
No,
that stuff is.
It doesn't function in that world.
Yeah, it's stuck in this reality, this physical reality. Mm-hmm. You can't carry that, but you can carry love, though.
Oh yeah, always
carry that. Spread the love. Peace out, guys. Adios.
See you guys. Love you.
It's not really good to know this.